Hi, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Talking Reckless podcast for, I didn't write the dates, November
20,
something?
20.
Well,
Nope.
Yep, 20.
Right now it is the
Today
is the 20.
Yeah,
What's
currently.
Monday?
23.
November the 23, 2020. My name's Matt Eads. I'm joined by, we're going to go this way around the table this time. Check it out. I'm joined by Oliver Aguilar.
Hi.
Hello. How's it been? We haven't seen you in a while.
It's been okay.
Yeah? Things all right? Stop touching things on the table. What are you doing?
I get
Like, as we start talking, you're like stroking the camera and like, that's weird.
I'm all right. I'm just all right. I get my hands get like fiddly.
I know, you gotta sit on
I
it or
get
something.
fiddly.
I mean, don't break that.
We got to get you something.
Yeah. Nope. We're on the other side of new console launch, so that's
Yeah.
fucking something.
Yeah, we are.
We're on the other side of new console launch, and I don't have that console.
You're officially out of video games.
The FOMO.
It's probably since PlayStation 1 that I haven't done that.
You still have like 8,000 PlayStation 4 games you can play.
That's true too.
You've changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I have.
You got old. Brandon Lynch.
Yes, Stan Young
That's right. You and me in the Destiny Mines for life.
doing 200, 600, two different $600 consoles in a week.
Holy.
And then not playing one of them because, boys, there are a lot of Destiny to do right now.
That's right. PlayStation 5 is just holding up my Xbox.
And Kyle, I went the other way to try to think of a B name, but couldn't.
Bugsnax.
Kyle Bugsnax is here.
Oh,
Usually it's anime related is the problem.
Oh, Bulma's boobs.
Yeah, perfect. Kyle Bulma's boobs. Nailed it.
Hello, everyone.
Double D's for
There you go.
the double D's. You know what I see what I'm getting at here. Welcome back, Kyle.
Thanks for having me.
This is when Kyle met Oliver.
This
Right.
is
Yes,
yeah.
first time.
It's awesome.
I do not hate Oliver despite
sense the
what
tension.
you guys were
And they're
Oh,
like,
I
mentioning.
know. They were
Yeah,
playing
they
it
set
up.
me
They're
for
right
that
across
one.
from each other, and it's like the anime, like you can see the lightning from each other's eyes, like meeting in the middle of the
Yeah,
table.
that's true.
It's about to get very tense in here. Speaking of anime, go check out the anime podcast over on the Patreon. Will of the Weebs are watching Mob Psycho 100. I'm very, very proud and thrilled to show off here live the official Will of the Weebs face mask. If you want to order one of these, you can find them. You got to DM me, actually. These are private orders only. But you can see here the official Will of the Weebs. Yes, face mask. There we go.
Look at that.
Excellent.
There we go.
Got his
Yes.
tongue out.
That's it does. Yeah, you want to get on this sexiness? You holler at your boy. Check the
Did it have
VOD. Yeah, it's got a little piece of wire to bend on the nose,
nice.
and it's got little adjustable things on the ears.
So
As-
this is a high quality,
quality,
shit.
yeah.
As face masks go,
That's
this
good.
one is pretty nice. It doesn't ride well because of my beard, unfortunately, but
Yeah, but if
Face
you get it in
masks and
just the right
beards.
spot, it looks like the mouth is talking. So.
yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if you don't have a beard, this will fit your face better.
Right.
But
Yeah.
But then you have the
There you
curse
go.
of not having a beard, so.
yeah, true enough. Get one for the whole family.
Yeah,
Kyle,
we
I'm
should,
not-
we should all be wearing them.
I'm
down
not
here,
saying your
really.
kids would look great in these, but get
Oh, God.
it's not on the list now. Yeah, check the VOD if you want to see the official Will of the Weebs face mask. Help support the show. Get yourself a real
Very
sexy
good.
piece of merch.
Yeah,
Yeah, and keep your
High
community
quality.
safe.
Yeah, hell yeah.
absolutely.
I think they're also, let me read the tag here. I believe they are machine washable. They are hot cycle, tumble dry, low heat. Look at that.
Specifically says it does not prevent COVID.
Yeah. Oh,
mean,
weird.
right here.
Weird. Actually says it makes it worse. That's yeah, good little mask there.
That's good.
I feel like,
Everything's popping off.
yeah, COVID-wise, we are. Big time.
Fuck.
I feel like I'm the
Terrible.
only one brave enough to wear this mask. I'm just going to call you all cowards right now. Kyle, you going to wear, if I get you a mask, you wear a mask to work?
For sure.
Yeah? All right.
Yep.
All right.
I'll at least wear it grocery shopping. I have.
Oh, here we go. It's
Look, 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 look.
grocery shop.
I have to keep it professional. I have to wear the brand logo ones.
Oh, yeah. Fair
the
enough.
corporate ones.
Fair enough. What if you wore the corporate one, but wore this one underneath, and then as soon as no one was looking,
Double.
There you go.
Just every time someone looked at you, just be like,
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
just flash the lower one.
That's right. For those who know, patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. You can go find the anime podcasts and all that other stuff. Thank you very much for everybody's support.
Mob Psycho, very good.
Mob Psycho, very good. Yes, good enough that it replaced Chaozu as my Twitter profile.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's right. The little clown kid. We never thought he could be unseated, but here we are.
some of the animation,
It's very good.
it's very well done.
Very fucking good. As someone who there's like a whole bald storyline in that show, and it really hits.
resonates?
Really,
It's
really hits.
fantastic. Yeah.
That's very good.
That's good.
It's new console week. Yeah, well, it was new console week. We now have the new consoles. Some of us, anyways. Where to
Lots of
start?
mysteries.
Where to start? You want to talk about the Xbox Series X and get it out of the way? That's a pretty known quantity. Brando yawns.
Yes.
That's how I feel
Yeah.
about the Xbox X Series
Yeah,
X. as well.
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Controller's real nice.
Yes, the controller feels very good. It feels like an Xbox controller that fits my hands a little bit better.
Yes, it's
Whereas
kind
the
of
PlayStation feels like a PlayStation controller that fits my hands just a little bit worse.
like it's too big, hey?
Yeah, it's a little fat on the
Yeah,
back.
it
Yeah.
feels it's just different, I think.
Yeah,
Because
it's a good, it's still a really good controller, but it's like it feels like it got like that bulge at the back. The two controllers got closer to each other.
Yeah.
In how it feels back there when you're.
It's not like the original Xbox bad though, right? It's not like the original Xbox bad though, right?
No. It's just closer to what Xbox controllers are now, where like those, like the grips, the whole big sides that you put your hand around are feel like a little bit bigger in the back.
yeah, they're textured on the Xboxes, which is really nice. It's
that's good.
matte finish.
That's
That's right, right. Matte is not shiny, but
branded
matte.
finish.
Yeah.
Brandon finish
For me, and then
matte finish. And the triggers themselves have little like grip things on them. I think it feels good. Xbox
feels
controller feels
really-
real fucking nice.
yeah, it's it feels like I'm like, oh, this is an Xbox controller, but a little bit better.
Yeah.
They made it just the right size.
Yeah.
Any of them have adjustable triggers out of the box?
No.
Nothing fancy. I
Nothing
think you still have
fancy,
to
yeah.
go buy the $200 Elite controller if you
Yeah,
want to
if you
do any
wanna do that.
customizing. But
Yeah, but other than the controller, like the Xbox is kind of just
yeah,
the Xbox. Like
for better and worse. Like
Yeah.
I was way less excited to get my Xbox than I was to get my PlayStation because I knew I'm gonna unplug one, plug the other one in, and it's gonna be like nothing's changed except for everything runs better and is nicer looking. But that's also like a benefit as well, where I just jumped right into my Xbox and was playing games immediately. I didn't bother like thumbing through the interface or anything and figuring out where my games were and everything. It was just
all your saved games and everything just get
came right over, yeah.
And meanwhile, the trying to get that stuff transferred on the PlayStation is a
nightmare.
fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Where
Yeah.
like you are downloading the PlayStation 4 version of a game to download your save to your PS5, and then you download the PS5 version of the game to upload your save to that, and like.
Yikes.
When I started downloading all the new games, like Miles Morales and things,
it would, like download the PS4
Yep.
version.
Yeah, for some reason it would grab the PS4 and PS5 version, but they're all just called Miles Morales, so you have to like, is it the big one? Which one do I need?
And then
like,
the PlayStation 4 and 5 versions have different trophies. Like,
Yep.
they have like, they will appear on your trophy list as like, these are the trophies you have for the PlayStation 4. These are the trophies you have for the PlayStation 5, but they're all the exact same trophies.
yeah,
Really?
it's,
Yeah.
Weird.
it's really clunky on the PlayStation in
Yeah,
a way that like, until it was God of War. I wanted to boot up God of War and like, I'm gonna start New Game Plus here just see how it runs. But didn't have my game save, and it wasn't until that I like super appreciate how everything just works on the Xbox.
Yeah.
It just you download a game, it gives you the proper version automatically, it pulls your saves, and boom, away you go.
Because you would have to enable cloud saves on the original one, right?
Yes, I would have to. Yeah, it would. I would have to plug in my PS4 again, enable
Yeah.
cloud saves, upload my cloud save, and just what a nightmare.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that's
I
a
was
bit of a pain.
looking at like all the PlayStation stuff, and I was like, what if I just only buy new games on the PlayStation? What if I don't play a single game that I used to play on the PS4 on the PlayStation? Only go forward.
That's right.
But UI wise, like the Xbox is identical. Like the games run better, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
and even the UI runs way better.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's snappy and everything. But
Yep.
everything's in the exact same place. You know how to find everything.
and all I've played on it is Destiny 2. So like
boring, yeah.
nothing's fucking changed. Destiny 2 has crashed my console a bunch also. So
Uh-oh.
and my PS5 crashes a bunch too. So
My PS5 is yet to crash. My Xbox did crash once playing Destiny.
Andy's crashed a bunch of times playing Destiny. Mine has crashed.
Sounds like a Destiny thing.
It might be.
I also haven't played anything else, so I can't even verify that.
Spot a Tetris effect connected.
Oh
here
yeah,
and there,
that's
but,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Xbox known quantity. It's just it's a rectangular black box. It just sits there. It is like not subtle, but like almost discreet in a way, especially compared to the fucking weird wavy like
White.
stadium architecture that is the
cell head.
fucking.
It looks a lot more like a I totally got the comparisons to like a router and everything, like when it first came out, and before you got the sense of size. But when I put it down there, I'm like, no, it looks like just a big spaceship. It kind of looks like the Edmonton Library,
Yeah,
which is like
a wavy roof.
It's just a big fucking like brick, like the Xbox is, but they're like, no, we're gonna design the shit out of this thing, and there's gonna be fucking pieces going everywhere.
You shared that picture on the Discord, and it looked like it was just melting away. Like
it looks because mine has to fit on its side because it is like 18 inches tall. The thing is massive.
There is no TV stand in the world that will fit that thing like in a shelf,
and it just looks weird.
Yeah.
Even up and even vertical, like it's wider at the top than it is at the base. Like it's just a weird
Flares
looking
out, right?
Yeah, it looks like the Tower of fucking Sauron.
No. It's got a little stand.
Yeah, and so on the side, you have to use the stand also.
Oh, I'm not.
And well, when
Just sitting there.
when it
Gravity's got her.
when it sits without the stand, it sits like on an angle because the bottom is not even close to flat.
Just assumed that's what they were going for.
When you put it on the stand, there's like a specific spot you have to lock it in on the back, and it's off center because the center of gravity for that thing is like in a corner. And so on the stand, it hovers. It sits on the little circular stand, which is maybe like 4-inch diameter, and it hovers over the console in a way that if I press on one side, it'll flip. And like. It looks fucking stupid. I do not.
It does look
conceptually like.
It looks impressive in a lot of ways, but it does look stupid.
It looks like early gen video games. It looks like when the boxes were needlessly huge because we thought that was cool. It looks like the original Xbox. Like it.
I like the Cellhead memes.
I feel like it doesn't look like it looked in the promos. Like even I thought it was glossy, but it's actually like is it? That might also be a matte finish.
It is. Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah. And it's like it's only lit in one corner. It's like lit in a corner and on the side in a weird
looks
way.
Particularly dumb if you have it on the bottom. Like I think it's symmetrical if you have it on the top. But because you're looking, like I'm looking down at it, like it's sitting just above my floor. So it's just like this ominous blue glow. Like some little people have set up like a fucking campfire underneath the fucking overhang of the plastic, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is the ground blue?
Astros down there.
Yeah.
I do not like the way it looks at all. It's huge and massive, and like I don't dig it. I gotta move my consoles a lot to move cables and things into capture cards and whatnot, and it just
you just tuck it behind the TV.
The PlayStation.
Yeah,
it's in my
put a blanket over it.
Yeah, it's in my entertainment console.
Oh yeah,
but it was almost too small. Was almost not wide enough, which was crazy. The games, however, on the PlayStation 5. Very good.
Very good.
Oh, what a launch lineup.
There's actually stuff, like, there's 5 games I'm excited to play that launched between now and the end of the year, and they're all PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah. We might as well start talking about a few of them. Let's talk about Astro's Playroom a little bit first, talk about that controller.
Yes.
Because the Astro's Playroom comes pre-installed. It's kind of the like technical showpiece.
Yeah.
The DualSense and the haptic feedback is like one of their big differences between Xbox. And Astro's is like just a playground to show that stuff off, kind of. That controller, so they can change the tension, right? You're pulling a bow, the trigger gets a little harder to pull. Yeah. They can also put like a hard block in, where like you pull it back a little and it just stops, and then you can click it past and it like crunches in. And the first time it happens, it feels like you're breaking. It feels terrible. It feels like you're breaking the controller, and even like. Because
it also like it feels like you're breaking the controller, and it's kind of half that and half like this is just a squishy, like it feels like someone put gum inside this, and
it's so weird. And like when it's in that mode where like you have a tool that it always clicks or whatever, I'm just sitting there like clicking it over and over and over again.
Trying to get it to loosen up.
Yeah, I'm like, it feels like I got pop stuck in there, right? Where you're like, get this thing moving again.
Yeah.
I wonder what the mechanics are like to simulate that.
Yeah,
all I can think about is like something's gonna break in this controller so quick. Like,
I cannot imagine it lasting. But all that said, the stuff they do with the haptics feels amazing.
Yeah, like once you realize what they're doing and that it's not gross shit in your controller.
Yeah,
it's like. There's no controller ever. There's never been a controller like it.
Yeah,
like,
there is a thing you do in Astro where you're playing this like gotcha game and you get orbs with prizes in them and you have to crush the orb. and to do it, you pull the trigger back, and you can feel it like that's the edge of the orb, and then you crush it, and it feels like you are crushing orbs.
And then
That's
the
cool.
palm feedback is like hitting you right when you crush it too, so it's being like, woo, and
Yeah, it's very good. I could feel the rumble of thunder in Bugsnax, which was really cool.
yeah. The going back to that trigger one, there's a thing where you're in this contraption where you basically push it down to like bend a spring. You're basically like a little capsule on a spring.
Oh yeah.
And you like pull it down to bend the spring and then release it to shoot, and it's just like you could like close your eyes and like feel exactly how the spring looks on the screen without even playing.
That's cool.
It's very, very well done. They
And the way like the sand, like when sand hits you, grains of sand in the wind and stuff, and you can feel it in the controller, and it's fucking crazy.
yeah, it's very, very cool.
I played it briefly last night, and yeah, that's kind of what hit me the most. And I'm like, fuck, that's cool. That's very cool. I played it for like two seconds, and my little cousin wanted to play Call of Duty. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Which new Call of Duty?
Cold War, yeah.
The haptics on the gunfire is supposed to be something special in Cold War, where it's like apparently every gun feels like it fires like a revolver, which is super not realistic, but interesting that I guess you can
There's
feel
like that
like,
resistance,
yeah,
and then it like when you shoot it, it immediately clicks down. Yeah.
We were playing multiplayer, and I was just so stressed out about multiplayer that I didn't even fucking figure it out. Like, I'm sure things were happening, but
you
I
never played Call of Duty in your life.
yeah,
Ain't
but
nothing changed.
I know.
Left trigger, right trigger.
Yeah, ain't shit changed, but like
Grenade
I'm
probably on one
I'm
of
still
these
stressed
buttons.
out because I'm fucking lasting 2 seconds like I always
Cold
did.
War.
That's yeah.
But yeah, when I played Astrobot, like yes, I did notice all the weird all the minute detail that
Yeah.
they're able to do, and that's really cool.
Even just running like from one surface to another, where you could like, oh, this is what this surface feels like, and then you run onto like some steel grating, and you're like, oh yeah, that feels totally different.
Yeah, I
like,
feel like the footsteps like vibrating through you.
and it's doing a lot of good stuff, and like good in the way that I'm noticing it, but it's not distracting with the microphone that's built into the controller.
like the speaker.
The speaker, yeah. Sorry.
It does also have a mic in it.
It does have a mic, but because you can blow into it to.
I just yell. I just like,
Hey,
to make that fucking fan go.
spin fan, yeah. It's really cool how like I'm like, oh, I feel like it really sounds like I'm walking on this other surface, and it's because it's giving you that different sound through the controller, not necessarily through the TV.
I should. I turned all that stuff off because I did not really like it in the PS4.
Yeah.
I should try and
do
turn it off.
that.
Because I don't like sound coming. The sound coming out of the controller is always a gimmicky, dumb thing where every single time it happened, you're like, "What the fuck? Oh, there's sound coming out of my controller again."
I mean,
Like,
it's not
my gun reload
not
click in my controller.
offensive.
The battery,
your BB die because you don't know that it's trying.
the batteries last for like 2 hours as it is.
Yeah.
I'm turning every feature on the PS4 off that I can to try and get the batteries and the controllers to last. And the other thing in Astro's Playroom, they have a like a leaderboard kind of thing built into the UI that it seems like a lot of games are going to do, where for like specific levels and challenges, it'll something with a time. Oh, I did this course and I got
There's a whole speed run section.
Yeah.
And
And
it
it'll
gives you like little speed run. Like they're not actually levels that you play in single player. They're like specifically designed to be trying to run through them as fast as possible.
and it will put the like when I log on, it'll be like, oh, Brandon Lynch has beat your time on whatever speed run. You should get your time back, and there's a button that just says play, and you press it, and the SSD is fast enough that within 1 second, Astro just loads you into that level, like no title screen, no
start
fucking,
line,
just puts you right at the start line, and you are ready to go in a way that like. In previous generations, when that thing would have popped up, I'd be like, I'm playing Destiny, fuck. Like, I'm not, whatever. But because it's so fast to get in there.
Fuck that.
Yeah, totally. Because now,
You, Brando.
exactly. Now it's like, oh, let's try this out because it just takes a second to
Yeah.
get in there.
Yeah.
That's neat.
And yeah, the load time stuff is really, really incredible.
Yeah.
I got the whole thing down in less than 7 minutes for my platinum trophy. So you gotta.
Astro?
Yeah.
You can get the platinum in 7
Like
minutes?
one of the trophies is the time trial one, and you have
Oh,
to
I
beat
see.
all the times in a combined less than 7 minutes.
I don't know if I'll play
You'll
much
be
more
fine.
Astro.
You don't have to.
Yeah, the loading stuff is amazing. Miles Morales, like you are just going into windows, and you can tell a little bit where like you zoom into a window in such a way that you're like that used to have been a load, and in PS4 probably is a load. and you were just like seamlessly into out of buildings. That the city feels massive in a way that it didn't before, because now all these interiors feel like part of the city instead of this weird separate level.
And they have that same thing with the PlayStation interface where like all the side quests are divided up into little sections on the interface, where it's just like, oh, you got the, like it says on the like PlayStation screen, not on the Spider-Man screen. Like you got the rescue the guy's 3 pigeons side quest available to do. And I'm like, okay, if you hit that and you click play, it just takes you right there. It's like a fast travel from the user interface to the game straight into where the mission that it is asking you if you want to do is. So
Cool.
Demon Souls as well. They and it seems like they might do this for like achievements and things, because the only one I've seen for Demon Souls right now just has a like you're working on this achievement, which is get through the area. And you just press play and it whoosh, teleports you right to that area.
Cool.
It seems like they might open up things for it to like, oh, I'm working on this achievement, like play and just zoom me to where the achievement is. I'm in the game. I don't need to fuck around about like, all right, well, I'll get online here and look up where to do this. Okay, fire the game up and walk all the way over there, whatever. It seems really like they're utilizing it right now in a way that it could be super cool.
yeah,
That sounds
then it
interesting.
just
Yeah.
is a matter of if every other third party that makes a game wants to make that information available to them.
Yeah, hopefully there's some kind of like cert level thing where it's like, no, you have to have hooks to tie into this, even if it's just dumb like you beat the whole game in 36 hours or whatever. The fuck he did.
Yeah.
Start playing Witcher, whatever it is. Do you want to talk about any games and specifically? Have you put enough time into any of these games to
I got a platinum trophy in Astro.
in Astro? Yeah, okay.
How do the haptics feel in Dark Souls or Demon Souls?
They're not really super noticeable.
Yeah.
You get a little like the spider sense in Miles Morales. You can feel the spider sense now in a way that's like, whoa.
Yeah, someone's gonna punch me.
You can feel it when someone's swinging a firebomb. Like,
Yeah.
you can feel the controller vibrates a little bit. But other than that, I haven't really. It doesn't feel like you hit stone. It doesn't feel different than if you hit wood.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't seem that in depth.
I gotcha.
We could talk about the beginning of Miles Morales if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything
neither do
for
I.
people because it seems like it's going to be a pretty cool story and campaign. But that intro sequence is a fucking banger, which I think Spider-Man 4 made a very strong first impression as well. But Miles Morales was just super good at like tutorializing your basic abilities while really insane fucking shit was going down.
Yeah, and it looks like it coupled with you get in there and it's probably on cinematic mode. You're like, yeah, this looks okay, I guess. You flip to performance mode and it is running at just a fucking locked 60
Yeah.
in a way that looks like it looks like
One of the best looking things I've ever seen.
I'm having the people hate the like true motion stuff because it makes it look soap opera-y. I was having that with Spider-Man for a while where I'm like, this doesn't look like Spider-Man. Spider-Man runs at like 30 if that, and like it looks fucking good.
Yeah, it
Marvel's
does,
Avengers
yeah.
on the Xbox One Series X, sorry, also runs really fucking well.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna-
120 frames per
I was
second
gonna
well
ask if you tried that on
Yeah.
the Series X, yeah.
for like 5 minutes. I was like, there's nothing to do in this game.
Looks good. I'm out of here.
Yeah, do nothing in style now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that Miles Morales opening, just wowzers.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
That's really good. It seems like it's like the combat is very similar to Spider-Man 4, except now your finishers are tied to your combos, which I think in Spider-Man it was originally tied to like a meter that was also your heal meter.
Yeah.
And now the only meter you have with Miles Morales is this separate like venom meter that you use to do more damage to certain enemies. Which is basically his venom meter is his like bioelectrics powers. Supposedly I cannot go invisible, and I'm trying to do some stealth challenges, and I'm banging my head on the stealth challenge, not getting it right. And I'm like, can Miles Morales not turn invisible? Is that not a power I've got yet, or is that not a power I'm never getting? Because I will come back here when I turn invisible if that's available.
I remember the stealth in Spider-Man being really bad, so
It's not great,
Remember
but
those,
if
like,
you could turn
MJ parts?
invisible, it should help.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Does Miles Morales turn
Yeah,
invisible?
he definitely
Yeah,
does.
as a general rule, he does. I'm just trying to decide if he is going to do it in this
What is
game.
it, like? What is the full list of Miles Morales' powers? He has electricity,
The invisibility.
turn invisible, he
Those
has
are,
spider stuff.
Yeah, those are the biggies.
Yeah. All I remember is what he like does to Kingpin in the into the Spider Verse.
the Venom.
Or like
Yeah.
shocks him, yeah.
Yeah.
Does
He turns invisible a bunch in the movie.
Yep.
does he like just constantly keep discovering new powers? Is he just like, oh,
I
I
think
didn't know
that's-
that I could
I think the limit of Miles Morales' abilities are generally those electrical based ones and invisibility.
Seems like, I don't know, it's like, we need to spice up Spider-Man. What can we do? I don't know. Now he can turn invisible and shoot lightning out of his
And
hands.
very much
I don't
it's
know.
like, well, they should make him different because there's 2 Spider-Men now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But he's
even in
just
real
Spider-Man
comics.
plus more. Miles, objectively the better Spider-Man.
Hey, look, I'm not here to argue with that.
Does he have super strength?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's got
He's
all
pretty
the
strong,
He's got
yeah.
all the, I don't know if he's as
I don't
strong
know
as
if
Pete.
he'd win an arm
but-
wrestling contest with Peter Parker.
New Peter Parker face, shocking and upsetting.
Really?
Yeah,
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I don't care about that. Like,
No way.
this does not bother
The
me.
voice does not fit the face at all. Their whole thing was like, oh, the face matches. It looks way better. I think it looks way fucking worse. It looks like they like painted like a fucking child mask.
The only thing is like coming on for me. The only thing was that coming away from that first game, where it was clearly like Spider-Man is the mentor and Miles Morales is the trainee, which is the story that is continuing into the beginning of this game. It's like you guys look like you're about the same age now. Which with the old one, it was like, oh yeah, Peter Parker is clearly older than Miles Morales. Whereas now it's like, oh you guys don't look like this is not like a young adult teaching a teenager. This is like a teenager teaching a teenager.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very different.
Yeah.
And like, I look forward to finding out exactly why
Sure. Yeah.
one day.
Looks really good.
Yeah, looks amazing. The combat feels so good at 60 frames a second. Like, oh,
That suit they give you the Spider-Verse suit right off the hop, and it has one of the mods like an old Spider-Man. Every time you get a suit, it comes with a particular power, and then you can actually take powers from suits and put them in other suits. But the power, the suit's power or the mask's power or whatever it is to make it run like Spider-Verse. So the world around you will be moving at 60, and I think you're moving at like 12.
yeah, or 22 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
That's cool.
Like, it is the effect from the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like as soon as you start doing it, you're like, I don't think it's good when you're fighting or like moving at regular human speed, but when you're swinging around and doing tricks and stuff, it looks so good.
Interesting.
But I had to turn it off because whenever it was like, oh, I'm just trying to jump over this little wall and grab this fucking crate behind it, it's just like, I can't tell, like, what is happening? I'm like teleporting to the top of the fence.
Seems dope. I've only got maybe a few. I played that intro, and that's it. Maybe an hour or two.
Yeah,
But,
I've played like probably 4 hours, but as I do in these games, I just went straight for it. Was like opened up above. There's 22 crates around here. They all are on the map. I was like, I'm gonna go get those 22 crates.
solve these crimes.
Yeah, there's crimes afoot. Got to do all the crimes. 3-star or get through all 3 stars on all the crimes. Done that already.
Another platinum coming soon.
Oh yeah.
I played a fair amount of Demon Souls. Apparently, I'm 1% on that game. It looks and runs, again, you'll hear this a lot, amazingly. The cinematic mode runs surprisingly bad. It seems like it runs at 5 frames a second for some reason. But performance mode, yeah, visual choice. Performance mode, solid 60, and like that, it is maybe the best looking video game I've ever played. It is like so fucking high fidelity.
Is that something you can toggle on and off, performance mode and cinematic mode?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned that.
Yeah, in most of these.
I think you have to toggle it. Like you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah,
Oh.
most of these games will ask you like, "Hey, do you want a higher resolution or higher frame rate?" And the answer is almost always frame rate, unless you're a sicko.
It's always good to like look at the fidelity mode for a little while and be like, "Wow, incredible," and then switch it to performance for the rest of the game.
because you can never go back. Once you played 60 and then go back to 30, you're just like, "This looks so terrible."
Like I had to it wasn't even like I could clean tell the difference for fidelity. There were like times where I'm like, oh, I can't see myself as well in the windows when I'm swinging by anymore. And it's that kind of stuff. When you turn that off, I'm like, oh, that's a shame. That looked really cool.
Yeah.
But it is nothing like when you have 60 and you go back to 30 and you're like, I got to go back.
Yeah.
It's got to be 60.
Yeah. Demon Souls, like
I'm still unclear about that. Cinematic mode is then the
probably
good looking mode,
Yeah. Like 4K.
but slower, lower frame rate.
In Miles Morales, they turn on ray tracing and like volumetric. They tell you what they turn on.
Yeah. Like tons of light effects and everything.
but yeah, lower
Or
frame.
they're on fidelity mode, which is called cinematic mode.
Cinematic mode.
In Demon Souls, it's called fidelity mode. I think in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But they're the same thing. They're basically if you took a picture of this, what's prettier mode, and then performance is how is it running.
Oh, okay.
And it runs well. It loads super fucking fast. You were like teleporting between these impossibly high fidelity areas in just seconds.
I will tell you right now, if I beat Demon Souls, my first Souls game that I've ever beat, except for Sekiro, which kind of counts, it will be because I didn't have to sit through a minute and a half of black screen after every death.
The load screens for Demon Souls, I was watching a side by side. Those load screens for Demon Souls, some of them were like 3-4 minutes. Like they are crazy long.
Yeah, super long. Yeah.
And it is that game 1,000%, but I just the way it looks and like I think the original game logic might be running under there somewhere because you're even like the backstabs are like snapping into place in such a way that I'm like, ooh, this looks like the old game.
Yeah.
But it feels like a new game. It feels like I will never go back and play Demon Souls. I was like, ugh, this is dingy and hard to look at. This new game is like, oh my, look at this fucking amazing castle. And
The
like,
particle effects are amazing.
magic looks so fucking good. Hot tip for Demon Souls. I'll tell you 2 hot tips.
Tell me the hot tip already.
It's an easy game. Well, tip number 1, play the royal and use the magic.
Yeah.
Tip number 2, in Demon Souls, they fixed it in the later games, but kept it in the remaster. You can infinitely chain backstabs, where you backstab somebody and they'll get up facing that direction. So while they're getting up, you run behind them, and when they stand up, you can backstab them again, and then you can go behind them, and you can backstab them again, and then you go behind them, and you can backstab them again. Well, easy until you miss one and die.
Yeah.
But yeah, Demon Souls is probably the easiest of those games to complete, I think, because it is so exploitable in so many ways.
Absolutely. But also online play, easily exploitable.
Yeah, it's
that's what everyone's tip is always for me when I say I'm bad at those games. Like, you just summon people. I'm like,
Just turn off online play so you don't have to face those people.
It's bugged.
Yep. Yeah, it's right. It's bugged right now as well. So
this is well-worn territory, so we won't spend much time on it, but the way the tool tips Matt always gives me to beat these games are always like, the game's kind of broken, just do this.
That's kind of how it always
I know.
It's all fair in love and war.
Yeah. No, there was a couple bosses in Sekiro where they were actually never bosses. They were always the little fucking ninjas or something, like half bosses or something, where I'm like, if I do this exact route over and over again, eventually you're going to get hung up on these stairs and I'm going to go fight your buddy.
The checkpointing in Demon Souls is brutal. Like you hate the runs back. Demon Souls is so long.
Yeah.
Fuck is like I forgot how bad
won't
some
have
of
the
those
load
runs
screens.
are. But yeah, it is very fast and like it is just so gorgeous. It is such a beautiful game of like I just want to poke around every single corner and look at every single thing. And like the characters are lip synced, which is fucking unsettling for Demon Souls characters.
Looks weird, yeah.
And like, and because they're all talking in like, it's like they're ghosts in purgatory, and like they all talk in this weird like 1,000-yard stare, like they aren't really talking to you but talking around you. And to see real people doing that is like this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
I really like it a lot. It is $90, which sucks. Games are now $90 apparently. But
that's so much.
Did you guys get the disc version?
I did.
For the PS5.
The only one I could find.
digital. But if you do get we can tie our PlayStation accounts together like Kevin and I previously had.
Yeah.
We can figure that all out.
Interesting.
I played a little bit of Bugsnax, just a very little bit. It has loads in a way that like. After Demon Souls and Miles Morales and Astrobot, and I was like the thing I'm noticing, like, wow, no loads. In Bugsnax, it doesn't seem super high fidelity, and it feels like you should just walk through a big island and go to a new area, but you are hitting like a screen, and then it goes blue for longer than Demon Souls for like 4 or 5. It's under 10 seconds, but long enough that I'm like, does this count as a load? Wasn't this the whole promise of like PS5? Your launch PS5 exclusive game isn't literally seamless like you've been bragging they will be.
Yeah, it's tough because I'll be disappointed if they can't figure that out for like games that didn't like Bugsnax kind of came out and was like probably I don't think it was built for the PS5. It was
I don't think so either.
In production for a long time, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're planning to launch, and you guys are putting out new consoles right now. So maybe there's some optimization issues with that stuff.
I was gonna say it looks like under optimized.
Yeah,
just right off the gate.
It doesn't look particularly. No, it doesn't blow me away.
It's not a very big team, and then I mean whatever excuses, but it'd be more if we get like to where people started and ended a development of a game with the PS5 tech, then I'd start to feel a little more burned if they're like, It's like a minute and a half load. We didn't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
We're cramming a lot of stuff in this. And is that just going to be what's going to happen? Like, they have this really fast SSD now, and now our developers are going to be like, well, it's great. We'll just pump more shit into that until those loads come back.
I don't know. I don't know enough
Sky's
about
the
how.
limit.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the we'll never have the dream of like really good locked frame rates across the board, because as soon as the systems start to get there, they'll be like
8K.
we'll put a second sun in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know the answers to those questions.
No.
But Bugsnax is all right. It's you're kind of Muppets almost. They're called Grumpuses, which fucking just killed me because we call Andy a Grumpus.
We call Andy Grumpus a lot.
But yeah, they are great. There's like the it's not the Chupacabra, it's like the Grumpacabra, and it's very good stuff.
Good.
They're like these Muppet, dumb, fuzzy looking people, and you are tracking down a explorer who invited you to the Isle of Snack. I don't remember. Is it Snacktopia? I think the city, I think the town is Snacktopia.
Oh.
Or Snackville. I don't remember. Anyways, invites you to the snack aisle.
Yeah.
And you are capturing different snacks, which are they're basically Pokemon. They are Frieder is a spider with fry legs.
True.
And somebody will be like, I really want to eat a Frieder. Wampus the ketchup farmer will be like, hey, how about you get me a Frieder? And is voiced like a Red Dead character in a way. So the thing that this game is going to get to, I'm pretty sure, is you're going to be dealing with very serious adult themes of I think I got to fix Wampus's marriage maybe, and he's just going to I miss my wife, and it's real sad and serious, but you're goofy fucking Muppet people and eating snacks and oh, my hand turned into a wiener, I love it, and it is this weird combination of they're way into turning into the snacks in a way that I'm there are sinister undertones.
Is this a metaphor for drugs?
Yes. Also, maybe these Bugsnax are the people who used to be here and ate Bugsnax and turned into bugs. It's. I don't. Have you ever seen The Fly?
Yeah, right.
Like The Fly, and everyone's way into it. They're just I just want to hang out and eat snacks all day. One of the characters has that voice too, which is the voicing is.
It's Arthur Morgan.
It basically is.
Yeah. Arthur Morgan wants a Frieder.
The voice acting is so high fidelity. It's like you're listening to a drama, an audio drama, but it's these dumb fuzzy Muppet people I'm Lizbert, Tom, and they all have really stupid names like Beffica and. It's weird. I don't know.
Weird.
It's really weird.
Reminded me of Pokemon Snap a little bit.
Yeah, totally. You got a
Snackadex
that you're going around and you're taking pictures, and it'll tell you different things about
Snackadex?
Yep. Tell you different things about the Frieder will only loves ketchup. Put ketchup down. The Frieder will come and get the ketchup or whatever. It's weird.
It is weird.
I'm gonna keep playing, but. So it seems like you can freely feed snacks to villagers, and then when you do, a part of them turns into whatever they ate, and I can target which limb I be feed them a strawberry, and I want your right arm to turn into a strawberry.
Okay. Is this a sacrificial thing? Are you telling them beforehand? It's it'll cost you your right arm.
No, usually it's random. When you eat a bug snack, a random body parts turn into a snack, but I have a thing that lets me choose.
Okay.
So I assume someone will be I really want onion fingers or whatever, and we'll make it happen. Yeah, Oliver's fuck yeah, onion fingers.
No,
but it's
onion rings and like last week when we ate onion rings, my fucking hands smell like onions.
Yeah,
I want onion fingers.
Right.
I totally forgot what I was even saying. Sorry.
Onion fingers.
Onion fingers.
Yeah,
targeting.
Yeah, I don't. Nope, sorry, gone. Gone.
That's all right.
That's the way. Gone like a bunger in the bush. You know what I'm saying? Bunger in the bush. We're doing that's the bunger is like a burger and a. I don't know what the.
Dung beetle.
Oh yeah. That's probably it. Yeah, because he is like a little beetle. He's got horns and curly fry legs, and the wrapper of the burger, the paper on the burger is its shell.
Sure.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, what I was gonna say, you can freely feed snacks to villagers. So I could, in theory, just go to a villager and be like, "Here are all the snacks. Turn this person completely into a fucking strawberry or something." Which I don't.
Happens?
Yeah,
You can only assume it would be their death.
I would assume. Yeah, but there's all these. There's a day-night cycle, and Wampus is doing weird stuff between the hours of 11 and 1. I had to go scope out what Wampus was doing.
Fuck, I hope there's something I hope there's something super sinister. At
I
the
think
end.
there is. I think there definitely
Story
is.
about gluttony and just
Yeah, because you roll up on this island and like the town is destroyed.
What's it rated? Is it rated M?
No, I don't know. Hopefully.
This will be like when you guys told me to play Doki Doki Literature Club,
Yeah, just
and it was
trust me.
rated M, and I was like,
Ooh.
what?
Because you thought it was going to be horny.
I wish.
Which it
I'm
kinda-
still
kinda
disappointed.
is.
That was pretty horny.
Yeah. Bugsnax. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that.
Yeah.
That's probably ahead of Demon Souls, honestly, on my list.
Both, different, the respective peak challenges of their own two tiers.
I'm going up in terms of how expensive they are. Working my way to the $90 game.
gotcha.
PlayStation Plus game as well, so you do have a PS5. You can get Bugsnax for PS5 and
Fuck,
PlayStation
I have
Plus.
Bugsnax already. I don't even have to
Yeah,
pay for
already
it.
got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
No interest in Godfall here around this table, hey?
I might play it. I mean, Godfall's the kind of game that gets played if there's nothing else going on, and right now there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I heard one thing about Godfall that makes me not want to play it at all. One feature set. Apparently, I'm trying to think of a game I can use as a comparison. Normally, fight a boss, right? Lose to the boss, reloads you come back. Boss health resets. Do the encounter again. Godfall, health never resets. You get the boss down to 50%, you go die, boss still at 50%. You can. There's no fail. You can just throw yourself into every single enemy in the game if you want, and just inch the health bar down.
It's like Destiny in not like no respawn zones, right? Like it seems like it's like a public event almost, where it's like you die and then you just come back because other people been fighting this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Seems like it doesn't matter at all in a way that I'm like. That sounds like the least interesting thing to me.
I'm interested to see if it's like. I still don't know what Godfall is, which is, I guess, one of my big problems. Like, if it's a game like Destiny has a lot of bosses that don't heal in between deaths. But it also has, like, strike bosses and raid bosses that if you're doing that content, I would expect to die and reload and everything reset and the boss to go back to full health.
The way I heard one Austin Walker describe this game is that, like, the entire world state saves all the time. So even like little enemies, it's like, oh, this one's at half health. It just stays at half health, which... I don't know. That doesn't. It just means there's no consequence for death.
No.
Right. Absolutely nothing means anything anymore because who cares? Oh, I died. Whatever.
Just throw
Back I
yourself
go.
at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah. Visually, it looks
That's an
okay.
interesting art style, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
I
every.
think those plates are cool, whatever they're called, the Valor plates.
Oh, the classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like it is one of so many vaguely kind of future medieval themed, like that aesthetic of Godfall, of like they're kind of like space Romans. So every game does that. Every game has fucking space Romans and big shoulder pauldrons and swords.
It's true.
I don't know. Godfall still continues to be completely uninteresting to me.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. Like, it is for a game that is out now, it is crazy how little I've invested in looking at what does this look like and how does this play and what even genre is this.
Schluter.
Yeah, it's a Schluter.
And slasher.
Well, the from Schluter is the slasher.
I thought that was from shooter. It could be shooter also, though. I think it's both. I think it's a shooter slasher.
I think this would be a Slusher.
A slasher
shooter?
looter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if there's... All right. Anyways.
If they're shooting and slashing, then I don't want any part of it.
I think there is. I think there is shooting and slashing.
Looster.
Yeah, too much chromatic aberration. I don't know what that means. But if you're talking about my camera here in the studio, I know. Anything else on the PS5 here, Brando, you wanna go through? Anything in more detail, even if you wanna? I just sort of glossed over pretty much everything, but
I don't think so. I think that, like I said, that controller's fucking really dope. But
it's clear buttons.
it'll depend on how people use it, and the fucking PS5 home screen interface stuff is really dope, but it'll depend on how people use it. And it has way more stuff coming out in the foreseeable future that interests me to play than the Xbox does, at least exclusively.
Yeah.
But like as a whole, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X fell like just so immediately and seamlessly into the roles that the PS4 and my Xbox One were where it's like I go home 9 days out of 10 and turn on my Xbox to play with my friends and everything, and then my PlayStation 5 sits there until one of their banger exclusives come out, and then I play it, and then it doesn't get played again because I go back to my Xbox. And it was just crazy how like immediately I realized, I was like, business models haven't changed. The way I'm playing these machines isn't going to change.
Yeah, it's just more powerful hardware.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The games do run nice though.
Yes. I booted up Ori. I'll mention real quick, just since we're talking kind of more next gen stuff. And boy, does that game look incredible at 4K.
FPS.
I'm not doing 120 FPS.
Coward.
I'm doing 4K.
60.
Yeah, 4K 60.
Can your TV do 1080 120?
It can do 1080 120. It
Yeah.
can't do 4K 120.
See how that 1080 120 looks.
I will.
Yeah, that probably looks good.
Marvel Avengers 2 looks like it runs insanely fucking well on the Xbox now. But well, there are load screens and things, but it like performs incredibly in a way. They're like, fuck, man, imagine if this game came out like this, people would probably be more into it.
Give it 3 years.
Yeah, Kate Bishop's coming out in December the 9th or something. December, same day as
I thought they delayed
Cyberpunk. So did I.
Or is this the delay? Maybe this is the delay.
I thought they delayed it till next year, but
So did I.
it comes out same day as Cyberpunk. For some reason, hey, this game of ours that no one fucking cares about.
You know what? You gotta be confident in your game.
Yeah, our DLC thing is coming out. The game that like so many other games have actively got out of the way of. So many games have been like, well, Cyberpunk's coming out, so we're going to delay till March. And they're like, no. We need a team of heroes to take down this Cyberpunk. Who better than the Avengers led by Kate Bishop?
But,
Did
yeah,
y'all
Lady Hawkeye.
watch that Cyberpunk trailer?
No.
The story trailer?
Yeah,
No, I'm on blackout.
I really liked it.
I
Yeah.
meant
It's
to.
not. It like don't watch it if you're on blackout, but it wasn't like I didn't say that because I was like, oh, these are massive spoilers they're putting in, but
Yeah,
it is very much like kind of lays down like the situation that you're in a way where I was like, I was really high on Cyberpunk when it first came out, and then I kind of like just stopped caring more and more and more, and then I watched the trailer and I was really high again.
Nice.
So I'm excited for it to come out.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, I
good.
wanna watch that.
It's a beautiful looking game.
I want to. I'm trying to stay as like clean on as I can. I want everything like gameplay mechanic. Like, wow, I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm hacking or whatever.
Yeah.
Finally, a video game.
last. Kyle, what you? Oh, sorry.
No, to your point, Matt. Anytime I do watch anything of Cyberpunk, it just reminds me of Deus Ex,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
big time.
I should probably stop because I'm getting major Deus Ex vibes from it.
Yeah.
But it looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, the more you explain your point of view with going on blackout with stuff, the more I sort of appreciate that too. But also, I love me a good trailer, like
Really
in
love to
random.
be surprised. Imagine if we went to the PS5 not knowing about this haptics, and you like pick up that controller and just experience it organically the first time. Like that would have been a thing I remember for the rest of my life. Like I can't believe when they did that.
I kind of did that. Like I didn't know what the fuck this new system was
And
doing,
wasn't that
and then
cool?
I tried it. I'm like, oh, it's a robot, and yeah, this controller feels fucking cool.
Listen, I'm not here
that-
to gatekeep, but someone who knows video games will be able
Yeah.
to realize like what an oh fuck moment this is.
Yeah, and I was like, this is really cool, and that's my biggest takeaway from that because again, like I played Astro House, what did you-
Astro's Playroom.
Astro's
Yeah.
Playroom
I always can't remember Playroom, Playhouse.
for a hot minute. And then you talked about that spring part, and that's when I literally passed to Amber to play, and so I
this.
just watched it.
This fucking trigger's broken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this trigger's too hard to pull. I don't like this game.
And then the kid wanted to play Call of Duty, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like that controller felt cool.
Yeah.
And the way you were saying how this controller feels weird and different, I thought it felt fucking really good.
Just a little big. It's just a
like
little
bigger in the back.
big.
Tiny
Yeah,
hands.
it's a bit of a hand.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I got small hands. Like I can really.
Hands.
You got an average size hand. They got the fucking golem gloves. Jesus Christ. If Kevin has the smallest hands I've ever seen, and you probably have the biggest.
I have to have small hands again. I think we've done
don't-
this before.
yeah, we got-
Kevin's got really small hands.
Kevin's are like thin and dainty in a way that like Kevin's
They're like surprising, especially because he is like kind of a bigger dude.
yeah. He's got beautiful hands. He'd make a great hand model.
And
I
more.
get it. I fuking got light bulbs.
It's like David Duchovny in Zoolander. His hands hermetically sealed.
Fucking in that glass tube. What have you been up to, Kyle? What you been playing?
I got major FOMO for Demon Souls, so I started playing some Dark Souls again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gross.
It is gross.
Game sucks.
It sucks, but it's so good at the same time.
Yeah.
Just beat it, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, you just played through the whole thing in like what, a week?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's
Pretty
gonna
much.
take. It's gonna take me a week to beat the first boss on Dark Souls.
No, and then today I just killed Gwen and then got right back to Ornstein and Smo.
Cowards, easiest bosses in the game. A lot of people say they're the hardest.
They're rough on new game
They're
though.
easy. They're easy. You just gotta let them not get in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta win the mental
Snake.
game.
They like insulting you and shit.
Well, Ornstein's the big guy. Ornstein's the quick guy. He zips around all over the map, and Smo, the big guy with the hammer, he just trudges around the arena, following you everywhere you go. But
Fuck.
it's the first real boss you learn not to lock on. Because if you lock on, you kind of lose track of the other one.
Don't listen.
I don't
Lock
know.
on.
Don't lock
Kids,
on.
Lock on.
No,
in your
no,
Dark
no.
Souls. Don't listen to this guy. You're gonna know where to dodge.
Yeah, no, I beat that. Played a bit with Alex last night, actually.
Yeah, you guys say we were working through the. It's so weird how much Demon Souls this community actively plays, and we still talk about.
Yeah.
It's like came out in what 2011, so
Yeah.
earlier than that maybe.
Demon Souls was 2010, I think.
And Dark Souls would have been. I think Dark Souls was 2011. 9 years later, and
Here we are.
Still playing it.
Never been more relevant.
I played it once last year and didn't finish. Did we? We never finished the remastered playthrough, did we?
No, you never finished it.
Yeah.
You did the mod and then abandoned that.
Yeah, well, I did the mod to start, and then played the base game, and
Yeah.
didn't quite make it all the way through. But played a lot of fucking Demon Souls in this game. Jesus.
I discovered while I was bringing some stuff over from my PlayStation and kind of looking at all my games and if I wanted to download them, that I own Dark Souls 3. And I don't think I've ever played that game.
It's like the best one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was on like a
Probably like a
game,
PlayStation.
yeah, PlayStation Plus thing or something
yeah.
at some
No.
point. But
Must have
Dark Souls,
been.
no, Dark Souls wouldn't have been.
Unfortunately, I have
Probably
heard
mod.
on the next gen they didn't do a 60 FPS patch.
Yeah,
It's all 30.
whatever that guy's name who's gonna like release the.
The Bloodborne patch, yeah.
He's gonna have to do the dirty work.
That's
I
what,
don't do 30
do the
anymore.
God's work.
Yeah. God of War as well. God of War, if you play the unpatched PS4 version on the disc, it runs at 4K 60 locked. If you play the patched version, it doesn't. It runs at 4K
Really?
30.
That's weird. That's bullshit.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, and like conspiratorially, I think they won't patch it because they probably want to sell you a remastered version of God of War when the new one comes out.
Right,
Yep.
right. Of course.
Even though 4 still looks really fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great looking game, even
yeah.
just on the PS4. Yeah.
Fuck, I love that game.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm gonna play it again right before the new one comes out.
Me too.
So
Oh, me too.
good. I love it. It's one of my favorite games.
Plug in the PlayStation 4 again.
Fucking first fight with
Bring it with me.
First fight with the stranger's so dope.
They're all dope.
Yeah.
First one is dope though.
Yeah. He says he walks up to Kratos and he's like, I thought you'd be bigger.
Did you see the clip of someone was taking a free camera and seeing what happens, and who's the tattooed guy that you fight?
Stranger.
The stranger.
Stranger.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets ejected off the cliff, he's given the bird.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did see that. Yeah, as he's falling, he's flipping off Kratos.
I had a
What a
good
great
chuckle at that. Yeah.
What a great game.
Amir.
Another great game, Control.
Yeah.
Fired that up again.
Have you finished it? What?
No. I just got the Xbox, the X-ray box, which
Ooh,
lets
the
you
control.
manipulate.
that's
Yeah,
what they call
seize.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great
Yeah.
ability.
Can't call it control. Control in control.
No.
That'd be confusing.
Yeah.
You gotta upgrade that sumbitch so you can do the fucking little. All I can say is now is servitors, but whatever the ones
yeah.
are called.
The eyeball thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
Servitors.
they'll heal you while you're fighting.
And they heal your
Interesting.
your friends, I think.
Yeah.
If you have allies.
I've spent so many points into my throw.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you fucking need.
That's just my bread and butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
level up throw first, and maybe a little.
Maybe a little C's. Maybe a
Yeah,
little C's.
sure.
Yeah.
I think my fully upgraded C's is why I did not have the trouble a lot of people had with the end of that game, where it was like it gets real hairy. There's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
that
fucking
must-
enemies, and I just had like an army of them like mowing down. I'm like, I'm gonna go wait over here because there's fucking too
guys
many
got
of you.
this.
So, I'll be back when you three are dead to see 3 more, and then I'm gonna go again.
Yeah. Oh, that's very good. Yeah.
We got a 3-hour spoiler cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is
Very well
Chester
done.
Bless? I know. You'll have to listen to the spoilercast to find out.
I mean, I think I know too.
That's right. We know.
I'm pretty sure it was your theory, and then I said I 100% agree with your theory, and then you eventually said I don't think it's true, and I was like, no, we're running. You put the worm in my ear, and now that's all I can hear.
The hiss got in.
That's right. Yeah.
How long is that game? Control.
Depends on how much poking around you do.
Yeah.
but-
12 hours if you want to kind of turn over every corner and explore it all.
It's not a
Oh,
long
really?
game at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can probably really get through it at like 6 or something if you really put your mind to it.
Don't play it on console though.
I've started playing it on console. It's not
It's
terrible.
all right. Yeah, I guess it's
It's better now.
Yeah,
the
it's
patches
better now.
for
It's
it now.
not terrible. I think you guys have just like
It is-
prepared
it
me,
is
over prepared
significantly
me
better
for
than
it.
it was.
Yeah, there you go.
I might
Because-
say it is objectively terrible. I don't.
No.
I don't.
It depends on what you're comparing it to.
Yeah.
Compared to literal shit on the floor. It's
I've seen
okay.
shit run better than Control. That's something I'll say.
Like I noticed the hitching, but it's not. It's not offensive.
The fact that you're noticing it means it's offensive.
It's not offensive to me.
When you
Yeah,
get
that's
to,
fine.
Again,
when you take down the map, does it fucking freeze up for like
No,
5 seconds?
it doesn't.
You got
That's
that out of
good,
there.
yeah.
That's good.
Some
That was the
people-
big one for me. And then if you're throwing like 100 things,
Yeah,
and some bad guys
that's
are throwing
when-
stuff back at you,
yeah.
sometimes you'll see the bad guy with the thing in his hand, and then all of a sudden you'll be dead, and there's no frames in between.
I'm glad it's gotten better.
That
Yeah,
seems like it's
that's good.
offensive, but that's never happened.
Yeah, but it's been fixed a lot, and we were
Yeah.
they fixed it a bunch between when I finished the main game and when I started playing the DLC packs, and playing the DLC packs I could totally tell, but I didn't know if it was just because it was a smaller space, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sure they've been patching this, but I can't tell if the regular game runs any better or if
Yeah.
it's just these contained DLC areas. But it's good that it's not offensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's just me too.
That is
Yeah.
that is the like biggest black mark against that game is the way it runs. So
Yeah.
that doesn't bother you at all.
Maybe I'm
Greatest
just
game
early
ever.
because like I just got that throw move.
Yeah.
And that seems fucking cool and has
Oh,
good
nuclear
impact.
codes, man. That from the floppy disk that has
Yeah.
that the public believes, anyways, has the Russian nuclear codes
Yeah,
on.
that's really cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I liked that lower bit. Yeah. But also playing that game and watching Mob Psycho.
Yeah, yeah.
That would make a wicked mod.
Fuck.
PC community. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Everybody watch Mob Psycho. It's dope. I got Andy on Mob Psycho today. I think he's gonna watch.
Oh, did you? Good.
Because I just
Good.
sent him a picture of Mob, the main dude. I'm like, it's from the folks that did the One Punch
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Like this guy looks like the main character in a wig. Check it out. And he's like, he does. Where can I watch this? Got him.
Yeah.
Andy,
got him.
I throw probably 20 different things Andy should watch at him a day. And it's always amazing the things that like you'll say something and something will stick. And I'm like,
The Lighthouse.
really? That one? The Lighthouse, huh?
That movie was fucked.
That is a fucked movie.
Yeah, no, I had the same thing. I had a friend, I sent him the intro, the first fight on the first episode, and he was just like, all right, where can I watch it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Watch it.
I have a question.
About anime?
No.
Oh.
No.
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that.
No, you're qualified to answer this. Why is there a copy of The Phantom Pain sitting on our podcast desk?
I just keep it close to me at all times.
Okay.
Why, like, where do you keep yours?
I can answer
I'm
that.
down with it being on our desk always, but I was just wondering why, if it's making a triumphant return into one of our lives. Or...
the speaking Metal Gear. Whoever's holding the copy
Yeah.
of Metal Gear 5 is the only one who can speak.
Oh.
Yeah, and also I got a Metal Gear story later.
That's right.
so-
Oh, okay.
Wait.
This is like a
It all
good luck
ties
idol
together.
thing. That's right.
It sort of branches off from what the last time I was here and we podcasted. I was looking to play Metal Gear, and then I opened my case and it wasn't in there. Mm-hmm. And then Kevin's like, "Hey, here," and then I put it down. I'm like, "Fucking, I guess," and that's why it's there.
Oh, okay. So that is the actual
Yes.
reason.
He towed right up to playing Metal Gear and then went.
And then I got Ghost of Tsushima and Control in the same weekend.
Oh.
And so
Now
I'm
you're
like,
loaded.
so I'm like, don't have time for this game, which I remember was not good.
Damn it, Oliver, you will have a relevant voice on the year-end show.
Hard to, well, Control didn't come out this year.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost did.
Ghosted.
That's one game.
Yeah.
You finished Final Fantasy?
No.
Are you gonna finish Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Have you picked
Again, that same
dresses?
weekend was like, you should really play Final Fantasy because you're at that point when it gets good.
That's what I sound like.
Yeah.
And
We also
then
say that
I
about
got Ghost of Tsushima, and then I got Control, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play these.
Well, actually, Oliver, you're at the fucking Market Bee, the Honey Bee Inn. It's about to get very excellent.
Close my eyes and see your face, Matt.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
it's fucking me and Jules doing fucking
Yeah.
pull-ups.
The pull-up contest.
Oh, Jules, best new character. Well, he's probably not a new character.
I'm glad they kept all those mini games in the remake.
Yeah, they're very stupid.
Not to completely take us off the rails here, but I was had some free time at City Hall today when I was working. And I spent probably a good hour and a half in that Game of the Year doc trying to catch up with stuff that I had played and moments before I forgot them and music I really liked.
Yeah, I was up. There was a good little streak there where I was updating that list for a while.
Yeah.
But I sort of.
Me too.
fell off.
I felt like we both fell off at the same place, which
Game
was right
stopped
before
coming up for a
Hades.
while.
Yeah, like Hades came. Like I went into that doc and Hades wasn't anywhere to be seen, and I was like, that was the last game. Like that was the first game out after I stopped updating this document. So then I put Hades in every category.
Hell yeah. It should probably be in every category.
Yeah.
I forgot to say off the top of the show. I should probably stop doing that. January the 16th. New Year's Game of the Year. Not New Year's. Game of the Year show.
That's right.
Oliver, January the 16th.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard of it, so I'll pencil
I
it
mean,
in.
we did have this conversation in our Slack like 6 months ago.
I haven't had Slack in a long time.
7 months
I've
ago.
just
Like literally beginning of the year when Brandon was like, I got to put my vacation time in. When are we doing this?
Right, yeah. Oh yes, I remember that.
But
It would have been a
anyways,
long time
Yeah,
ago.
I remember
when we
that
put this in.
conversation.
Yep. January the 16th.
Okay,
Book it off.
okay,
I think it was probably April.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Anybody else got anything they want to bring up here? Part one? Any games or?
We could quickly touch on Tetris Effect Connected.
Oh yeah. Let's
Which
talk about that a little bit.
is Tetris Effect, like the story mode.
Yep.
Is just Tetris Effect as you've played it on the PlayStation.
I think it has every piece of Tetris Effect. It has all of Tetris Effect in there. I
Yes.
think, right?
Yes, all
The entire game, every single piece of
Good
content.
game.
Yeah, it's a great game. And then it's added this connected mode where you can play 3 people on a board. I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways to play, but the way we were playing is 3 pieces on a three people have a board. We're all on the same team, and then there's a boss board who's sending us dumb shit like lifting our board and sending us comically
Yeah.
big Tetris
As the
blocks.
boss is making Tetris, he's charging up abilities that send junk.
And we then are trying to fill like our super meter so that we can pop it and combine our 3 boards into one super board and attack the boss with it. So
And then you're making Tetrises on a board that is 1 board high and 3 boards wide.
Yeah.
And you and your friends are working together. You're dropping pieces like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then trying to make big Tetrises.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And it was
Like you're
neat.
taking turns, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you can see where other people have their piece. You can see like kind of a thing. So you're sort of like trying to because I think it's all time based. So you're trying to like drop as fast as you can.
Yeah.
So you're sort of lining them up, and then like okay, I can see Brandon's over here, Warren's over here, so I'm going to drop here. I'm just going to spam it till my piece shoots down.
Right.
Oh, you can see their ghosts kind of thing,
Yeah.
where they're
Correct.
looking.
There's like a
Yeah.
drop
Neat.
order, but everyone can always be moving at
Yeah.
the same time, and you
Yeah.
can see where your team is moving to. So
I don't. You said there were a lot of different modes. I don't think there are. I think there's
you think that's it?
I think there's the 3-on-3, and then there's the 1-on-1, like the standard battle Tetris.
Oh, okay.
Because
Can we send comically big Tetris blocks at each other?
I don't know. There's probably a mode where you have the powers or whatever.
I should hope so.
But I was a little bummed out that the only thing the 3 of us can do is just fight those AI bosses.
Yeah.
There is a mode that opens on the weekends where the boss becomes a player, and it's three players on 1 player, but you can't go in with a party. You have to go in solo and matchmake with other people, which is a little bit of a bummer. And it's only open like Saturday night for some reason too, which is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. The whole game is kind of weird. Like it's very much a game where it's like, this is cool. I don't know that they needed to make this.
Yeah.
Like you can make other multiplayer Tetris games and don't need to like make Tetris Effect into a whole different thing. But it's the kind of thing that if you guys ever are like, hey, we're playing Tetris Effect, I will 100%, I'm always down to play some Tetris Effect. But I will also probably never say, hey, do you guys want to play some Tetris Effect?
That's just it with me too. Like, always happy to play it, but like we've done it. You and Warren and I did 4 or 5 bosses, and like
Yeah.
we can
That's
keep
it.
doing that over and over and over if we want.
Yeah.
But we've done it, and
And
I don't like the second. There's the main song. There's the I'm yours
together.
forever. Yeah, whatever that one is.
Yeah.
The Tetris Effect song, and then there's a new song, and I'm not crazy about the new song in the same way. I think
And I wonder if there's more than that.
I wonder too. We
played like 4 boards on that first song.
Yeah.
And then like 2 boards on the second song, and then we're like, "Okay, we know what this is. Let's stop."
I hope there is, because
I
that second
also
song.
kind of don't, and no one take any offense to this, because I think you know where I'm coming from. I kind of want to play specifically Tetris Effect. Don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, no, I'm just in
Yeah.
like my own
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
My own
I want to
little
put my
world,
headphones on and
Just
just
like
kinda,
meditating,
yeah.
you know? Just get the blocks in place, get
Yeah.
in the groove. Yeah.
Like that. That is a specific to Tetris Effect, where I'm like, this is just a great like experiential meditative mode. Where like any other Tetris I play, I'm like, yeah, I'll play Tetris with anyone, anytime. I love Tetris. But yeah, there's something about playing Tetris Effect where I'm like, oh, this is so pretty, and the music is so good, and the sounds are great. But we're all just kind of talking, so you can't really pay attention to any of that going on. And
Yeah.
I got a box of edibles under my bed. You two are slowing me down.
Brenda's way into weed now. I don't know if.
I mean,
I did not know that. But
way into.
Way into.
I may have overdosed thrice already, but
5 weeds in a night. Yeah, Tetris Effect Connected, it's cool, but like if you're looking to buy it for the multiplayer stuff, I don't think there's enough there.
no,
did they add more new like
Single
songs and yeah?
I don't think so.
Oh,
But,
that's
like,
Just the
sucks.
one, I think, because that second song I think is new. The shitty rap one that Warren always makes fun. The one that's like rah, 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 in the
no,
background.
if it's the one that Warren will just start randomly singing, that one is definitely in
Is it?
original Tetris. But I don't know if that's the new song that we were playing in Tetris Effect, because he was also playing single player Tetris Effect,
Yeah,
and
okay. I do not like
song's
that
in
new
there.
song. I don't.
that's all right. Hey,
Warren-
they're
Warren-
90% bangers.
Warren pointed out that there's like, it sounds like a kazoo or like someone like wow, wow, wow in the background. And now every time the song comes on, all I hear is someone going wow, wow, wow in the back. It's like some weird instrument, but it's ruined.
Was move his way, maybe.
It's ruined, yeah.
Did you guys ever play Tetris Sphere back on the N64?
No. I wasn't good. Well, one might argue that I'm still not good at Tetris, but I wasn't like into Tetris at that point in my life. I didn't get into Tetris until I was probably 20.
That was a great mix on Tetris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
Did you play in a sphere?
well, your map was a sphere, and you moved around the sphere, and you were trying to just delete the pieces from the sphere to essentially just have the core.
Yeah. Weird.
And you had different characters had different abilities that you could throw to whoever you were playing against. It was really fun. Yeah.
How would you complete a
What
layer?
was in the middle?
I don't know.
You did it.
You were just trying to remove the shell, essentially.
Okay,
Yeah, it was a really fun take
I
on Tetris.
remember seeing it,
Is it
but
like
I
one?
never
I'm
played
sorry.
it.
Is it like one block on the top of the sphere? I'm sort of having trouble envisioning how you make Tetrises.
Are they like individual boards going down, or is
No,
it just
it's
one
like
big combined
you
thing?
just imagine like a core just wrapped in tetrinos.
Where do the tetrinos fall? They don't fall. Where do they fall
It's
from?
hard to explain.
Yeah, it's-
You
You can't
guys,
fall from the sky, because that's where I am as the player.
I remember this game too, and I know
Yeah.
what you're describing. I just don't know how it's played.
Nope. Everyone in the studio is like holding their hands up. They're holding an invisible sphere, and I'm like, God, I can't.
we're
dimension
gonna
do we-
summon
we're
the
just
spirit
gonna
bomb here somewhere. No, I just remember it. Like I played it a lot when I was younger, and for the life of me, can't remember exactly the
Yeah.
concept of it. But I remember it just being an interesting take on Tetris.
Yeah.
Wonder if maybe they'd throw it in there.
Loves me a good battle Tetris.
Yeah, they should
Yeah.
put
Good,
Tetris in more things.
What's the Street Fighter one?
Puzzle Fighter.
Puzzle
Fuck,
Fighter.
that was a
Puzzle
good game.
Puzzle Fighter was cool.
fucking-
Yeah, that was a cool take on
Not
that.
good at Puzzle Fighter. Puzzle Fighter is not Tetris.
Wasn't Pokemon Puzzle League also kind of a Puzzle Fighter-esque?
Yep.
I
Yeah,
remember,
very
I remember
similar.
that being really good
It
too,
was.
actually.
I think
From what I saw,
Pokemon Puzzle Fighter was about.
Puzzle League,
Puzzle
sir.
League was. I think it was about switching.
Yeah,
like you had a full board already, and then you
move
were
2 blocks.
Yeah, you were moving them. Yeah.
Totally.
Not,
My mother-
don't have a title for those. Match 3, like that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it was a mastery game. I think.
Yeah, not just 3 though. You could make like
you
big.
could make more, but a minimum of 3. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Puzzle Fighter rules of like, oh, you get 4 gems together, it makes a bigger gem. You get 4 water symbols together, it makes a bigger water symbol, and that blows up for something.
But you had Pokemon instead. Yeah, that game was probably the first game since the Super Nintendo that my mom got like super into. Like I owned it, and she would just like play it when I wasn't around.
Professional Pokemon
Yeah,
Puzzle League
she
player.
was significantly better at it than I was. But
Any other games here for part 1, gang? Take a quick break.
We don't want to talk about Destiny, I'm sure.
you
We
guys
don't
don't-
have much to say.
expansion
We
came
rated and
We rated and failed
yeah, we didn't finish it. I don't know if I want to raid again.
ever again. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't have fun when we do it. We got through all but the last boss, and
Which is something.
that's something. Then we someone had to dip us. We got a new person in, who, to their credit, was like they weren't rude. They were very respectable,
Yeah.
respectful.
Yeah.
But had like literally stopped playing for 50 minutes as this person goes through every single one of our like gear, literally slot by slot of like, what do you have for your boots? Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have what do you have for your gloves? Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? Times 6 players or 5 because he didn't do himself, I guess.
Well, he
and-
probably is always doing himself.
Yeah, but like had the talk of like, you guys aren't playing the game right.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Immediately, he's like, Andy's using it, but he's like, well, you can't use a bow in this raid. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like Andy had to like subtly switch his bow back on when no one was looking.
It was one of the
like,
funniest things I've ever seen.
Brando immediately narked him out as soon as this dude was like,
That's not true. I never knocked him out.
this dude gave up
That's
on
a
us.
lie.
This dude was just like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't think you have the guns to get it done. Good luck and everything. We're like, hey, yeah, thanks for your help, whatever. And as he's leaving, Brandon's like, Andy, put his bow back on.
That was Warren.
Oh, I thought that was you.
No, that was Warren. And also, Andy had been using the bow for like half an hour since then. And I laughed out loud when I saw that he was using the bow again. Because by the nature of the raid, without getting into the weeds of it, was me and Andy were kind of paired up as a team, so we'd all be fighting in this area with the other guy. But then me and Andy would have to go to a different area through a portal and kind of get some business done over there. And whenever we'd go through, Andy would switch to the bow and start mowing people down. And the first time I saw it, I laughed out loud and I said, "Andy," and he didn't say anything. And I was like, "Oh, I can't say anything." Oh, it was hilarious.
And so like talking to this dude, he's like, he's going through my gear, and I haven't played since season 1. Played Destiny 2 when it came out, have not touched it since season 1 apparently. Looking at my triumphs and things, and I'm just like, he was like, "Do you have these guns? Do you have this?" I'm like, "No." Like, what you see is what you got. Like, I just got back in for Beyond Light. He's like, "You just started playing in Beyond Light?" Like, well, yeah, it's free on Game Pass. Why not? I have Game Pass already. And he literally said, "Oof," and then left. Like, and right after that was like, "Oh, we can't get this done."
Wow.
And like the fact that the first and only raid we've done, we ran into the you A, haven't played this game long enough to be playing this game, and B, aren't playing this game right, which is a bunch of shit. We could have got through that raid. We were damaged. Not having the right guns was not the fucking issue. It was we couldn't do the mechanics. But that has been the experience every single time we've raided, and like I don't. And then I even had the whole like crisis of self of like, why am I doing this? Why am I
That's me whenever I
like
play.
had a very real the next day, got on to play Destiny. Like, well, if I don't want to raid, why?
Yeah.
Why anything?
Right. That's a
And-
good it's a good point. Otherwise, you're just making the number go up, which in itself is a little bit of a dopamine drip. But
It's okay. It's kind of fun to make the number go
I just liked hoarding the guns.
Yeah.
I liked the exotics. Yeah.
Yes, and then Kyle and I tried to go through this whole scheme. So cross save exists now, and it would work if I had never used cross save. It totally would have worked.
Yeah.
Or
sure.
bought premium currency. But we're gonna try to tie his PC save to my Xbox save, because then it merges the two accounts, so we would all have each other's exotics, and didn't work though because
Didn't work.
I had
You had
I
already-
pre-linked mine,
yeah.
and if you buy silver within X days, it doesn't work. And
right.
but yeah,
Try
Destiny.
it again later.
Endless grind.
Yeah,
This new
it's true.
expansion is they sort of just introduce like 7 or 8 kind of drip feeders, and you just go to each of the feeders every week and you put a little bit in until it's done, and then you put a little bit in, and there's
And that's not this expansion. That's
Destiny.
Destiny's always
Yeah.
been that. It's once you get to the soft cap, it's here's your fucking 8 challenges every week. Go bang them up.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and I mean even like the new PvP event is even or PvE event, the hunts,
Yeah.
or even just like this, you grind them and your lure they get better every week, and it's interesting. There's that game should be totally free to play. That game has so many different like hooks, and like I want to go back and play it right fucking now because there's so many different things that I can make the number go up a little bit.
Yeah.
That if that game was free to play and you charge for the season pass, I bet that it's pulling me, Matt Eads, who considers myself to be relatively immune to these types of trappings, having seen and done them all. I want to get the number up, man.
Yeah. It's a fun, as far as games that just make you get the number to go up, it's one of the most fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which
super
is why
polished.
you keep coming back no matter what. Even if all you're going back to is doing something with a slightly different modifier on it, where it's like, well, I'll have to use this gun instead of this gun, but other than that, it's not going to change a whole bunch. But we were talking about this kind of before the show started, but it is just an arms race amongst allies where it's like no one wants to get left behind because you get to the point where you're a high enough power level to do the next tier thing. And when you can do the next tier thing, then you get better rewards, and then you can make the number go up higher.
It's always in steps, though. You like work up to that next step, and then you're on it. You're not going back.
Right.
After
We
that.
can do the 1220 Nightfall. We're trying to build up so we can do the 1250 Nightfall.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get left behind because you're like, if people beat me there, then they'll shoot past me because then they have access to all the new stuff. So you're kind of just playing as much out of obligation as anything. And Andy's fucking always going.
Andy's setting
so
the bar.
he's like the bunny rabbit on the fucking horse on the track, the dog race track, and we're all just trying to keep pace with them.
Yeah, it's also there was a bug too where certain players, I was one of the players, were not receiving upgrades.
Prime Ingrams, yeah.
So for the first 30 hours, because like that expansion came out, and I just fucking gave it because I was adamant I'm not getting left behind. In fact, I'm gonna get myself ahead. I can take a couple days off if I want.
Hell yes, I play video games professionally.
Exactly. Exactly. So I put like 30 hours and 3 days in, and then they patched it, and after that it started working properly. But for the first 30 hours, I was just on like a fucking loot plateau, basically, very, very slowly going up.
Right.
But now I'm like 25 levels behind everybody, even though I've played the most. I've played more than Andy. I've played more than everybody except for maybe Tass, because he's like season level 9,000 or some shit.
Well, I bet you've played more than Tass this season, but Tass started with a big head start because he had gotten like well past 1050, which was the floor. He had gotten past that in the old expansion. So yeah.
But yeah, I've played the most and I'm the furthest behind, and that fucking feels really bad. Feels bad in a way that like I probably can't catch up at this point unless everyone agrees to take a week off.
You can catch up. We go slower as we go up.
Yeah,
and
but it means I have to like be in there, and it sucks to put the time in, and then since they fixed it, it's been fine. I've been moving right back up, and like, ooh, this is actually pretty fun now that I'm getting gear again.
Mm-hmm.
But that first 30 hours,
because it's one for people who know Destiny but don't know what was happening. It was just the prime attunement, right? Yeah. Right. So I
couldn't get prime engrams at all. I got my first. Remember that day when I'm
supposed to get one every seasonal level, as I understand
average,
it. That's how they kind of crunch the numbers. So that's 30. Like, what are you, level 37?
37 or 38.
So you didn't get them retroactively?
No.
What?
No, it's not guaranteed per season level, but it's on average about a season level you get them, and when you get them, you get a buff that gives you more of them. So actually, the more you get, the curve should curve up.
Yeah.
And I got my first one that day when I'm like, what's a prime engram? That's wild. Was my literal first one.
Yeah, because I didn't know there was a bug.
Yeah.
None of us knew there was a bug at that point. And I was like, oh yeah, you get like one every level. It's always guaranteed better gear than what you have. And you're like, oh, it's my first one. And I was like, oh, I got like 30 of them.
So it's 30, however many, 30-ish upgrades that I just didn't get.
Wild.
And I'm super behind.
Sucks, yeah.
What level are you?
35. Somewhere between 35 and
40. Sorry, you're like power level.
1220? 1221? Something like that.
Oh, yeah. So you're like 10 behind? 15 behind?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, Tass was fucking 1230
we're
last
all
week.
behind Tass, but yeah.
But that felt super bad.
Yeah,
felt super bad in a way that I feel Bungie owes me for my fucking time.
For real, yeah.
Shouldn't have bought your stupid season pass. Bunch of hacks.
I like the PvP in Destiny.
Yeah, I am actually enjoying it a surprising amount.
I have specific modes that I have fun in, and specific modes that I very much do not. I like playing the mayhem mode where everyone just gets fucking supers and grenades all the time, and it's just absolute hell chaos going on. And then I like the more the elimination, I think, and
Troll is good.
What's the other 3v3 one? The Glory playlist.
Oh yeah.
Those are both I like doing those with two friends where we can communicate with each other, and it feels like generally when I'm with two friends and we're communicating, we are doing very well at that PvP. But yeah, there's a lot of modes where the one is just six people total, no fire teams, and I'll go 2 kills, 42 deaths in that, no problem.
Yeah. I love the gun sounds. I love when you're playing PvP, you can hear a sound across the map and you know exactly what exotic they're using, exactly what weapon they're firing with.
Sound design.
Yeah.
The gun and the sound design is really cool.
Yeah.
My Gravitron Lance has a very distinct sound to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, even all the hand cannons you can it's very distinct.
Yeah.
I wonder if that next gen version on PS4 will have, or PS5 will have trigger stuff for the hand cannons. I was thinking about all the different ways you could make those guns feel when they shoot, because some of them are like really fucking crazy. Where
Yeah,
it's like
I'd love if like I'm using my machine gun. I just want those haptics to be going wild.
Yes.
Like, I want them to be fucking
Yeah.
trying to get out of my hands.
or like imagine the trace rifle where you gotta like hold it down, and imagine having the trigger like I don't flutter under your finger or something.
Right, yeah.
Maybe.
It'd be cool if you got a good kickback from the hand cannons.
Yeah, like a solid click in the middle there too. It's like, could be neat. December the. Oh, that's what comes out December the 8th. Next Gen Destiny comes out December the 8th with Marvel, Kate Bishop.
Hell yeah.
That's what it was. And
It
then
was Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk is like right there.
Cyberpunk's around there too.
First
for
week,
sure.
I think. First or second week.
I have one quick question before we go on break
Okay.
about Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
Matt, you mentioned how
I'm an expert.
that
That is his real ass. Yes, they mocap his real ass.
right on, yeah. The characters and the story do not arc. They just fucking just straight.
I did not finish the game. I did not finish.
right, yeah.
I only played the first. I finished that second part. The part that you're on now, I finished and then went to the next one and then stopped. But from what I saw, no, they did not
Brando?
have any fucking arc on them.
I will say that the ending is my favorite part of that game.
Okay.
So I
Worth
won't.
sticking out.
Does Uncle Sakai by the end of that game realize like,
I can't tell you
perhaps,
what this is.
but you know,
Perhaps I was wrong.
I don't think there's an arc. But also that
There's,
could,
okay,
that, that is a,
there's multiple endings.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Is there two of them?
there is at least two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is it like a maybe you can't say? Is it like a hard choice? Is there like a choice you make in a cutscene or in the game or something?
It'll be very obvious, and I don't think it is being affected by what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, if I stealth kill guys, am I getting the?
Yeah.
I think the dialogue might change, but I think you have the choice to pick your ending at the end. But I don't know. Like, I've only played through once, so I've never tried to affect it. I only know I went through killing a lot of motherfuckers dishonorably. So
Like thieves.
exactly. So I don't know what would change if I hadn't done that. But I will say, when I was doing my moments of the year, and looking at what I had for Ghost of Tsushima, I think there was 4 on there. One of which was the ending, and I was like, the ending's the only one that needs to be on here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Huh? Did you play it, Kyle?
No. I watched a lot of it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mentioned it off air, but I'm like, I don't really dig any of this as far as character wise.
Yeah. Well, you were saying like, trying not to be. You were worried it was offensive, and I'm trying not to. Like ancient Japanese culture is kind of fucking stupid. They'll
Yeah,
like honor at all costs.
Yeah.
We will die honorably instead of live slightly dishonorably, which is like 1,000% the response you're supposed to have.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not you, Oliver, being like, ooh, Japanese culture. No. It is the game being like,
But I mean, there's also value to that too. Like living honorably and like, you know, that samurai code. That's
the samurai code is
It's fucking-
very stupid. It's cool,
it's
but makes
cool
no
on a-
fucking
yeah,
sense.
it's cool on a
Like a
level.
lot of cool things.
Yeah.
It's bad and it's probably not good for you to live by. And
So yeah, Brando. it's
there's
something.
a lot like fun down here.
Kevin is smoking upstairs. And it's drifting down there, which is
You see that there's a point where it sort of deviates or whatever. That is something also I noticed about this game is like they're not really tallying whether I kill stealthily or fight honorably or whatever. And
at least as far as you know.
yeah, and that's something when you mentioned Brando that there's a point there. I'm like I started thinking just now, like, is there like a hidden counter to all this?
Like Metal Gear. Instead of the horn getting big, Uncle Sakai is like, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
Rips you out of his will.
and that's kind of interesting to think because Sucker Punch made the what are they called?
Infamous.
Yeah, the infamous ones, which are very much so this or that.
Yeah.
And then
Fable.
yeah. And now that I think about it, like this game does not do that. It's always just like it's kind of just the one thing.
It might do it in the end.
and your uncle will talk shit about you. But also, hey, uncle, I'm fucking bringing Japan together
I got
right
your castle
now.
back, Uncle. Sorry, you're disappointed in how I got it back. Here's your fucking castle.
Yeah, like if it's my uncle versus like the whole country thinking I'm a dope ghost man, it's not a hard choice.
Dope ghost man.
Okay, well, I mean, if that ending is one of the things,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna,
I think
I'll
it's,
see it
I
through.
think it's a great ending.
I'll
and
see
I,
it through.
to Matt's point, I don't know if it's an ending that like pulls the whole game together or anything. I think it is a single really cool moment.
I want to see it now
Accentuated
because
by
I do.
the way
I
that
do.
game looks and everything.
I do enjoy playing that game.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
let me know what your choice is when you get to the choice.
sure.
And if you want to know which one's a good one, you ask me and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Because the other one might be bad. It might be like Red Dead.
Take Otacon on the snowmobile. Trust me.
For sure.
Go for a break here, gang. Come back, do some news.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you on the other side of this musical break. Let's come back and talk about some news, gang. Ubisoft only shows up on this show for one reason.
Yeah.
You guessed it. Another head of a Ubisoft studio has been removed from their positions after multiple allegations of abuse and sexual misconduct.
Jesus.
This is Ubisoft. Is it said Montpellier? How do you pronounce that? Montpellier, right?
I don't know.
I don't know where you're looking.
I think so. Yeah.
It's not on the page.
Singapore and Montpellier.
Everyone looked at the paper. And they're
Multiple
like, "Let me just have a look."
allegations.
It is on the bottom.
Yeah, it's on the bottom.
You
there,
know,
yeah.
the city, Montpellier. You're right, this is Singapore. Singapore is working on Skull and Bones. I did not know how to pronounce this person's name. Hue Ricoeur, I'm going to guess. Hughes. Removed from his role as managing director of the entire studio, so not just Skull and Bones. After a leadership audit, the official statement was, the results of the leadership audit that was conducted in the last few weeks by our external partners makes it impossible for him to continue in his position.
Wow.
Still employed at the company.
Yes.
Moved him to a different studio.
Right.
Because...
This guy's got too much heat on him. We got to bury him somewhere till the heat
Shuffle him
dies
in the
down.
back. Yeah.
Well, and also it's another sacrificial lamb in a way for Eve to be like, look, I'm fixing the problem. I'm so sad. Everyone hurt my feelings.
That sounds like
Fuck
evil
off, Eve.
Yeah.
Kind of is almost exactly what he fucking sounds like.
Man, remember when Ubisoft was just the fucking dancing panda every year, and I was happy?
Remember when Eve and Miyamoto brought out like Mega Man busters on their hands at that one E3? And...
Like, these two guys care about people. Look at those guns. Turns out.
Eve has... anyways, so if you're keeping track, which I am this year, that marks Ubisoft Montreal.
On a big fucking board behind him. Yeah.
He pulls down one of these things.
Says fucking rapists in the middle. Ubisoft Montreal, they lost the director of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, sexual misconduct and abuse allegations. Singapore, the one we just had, and then Michel Ancel, whatever the fuck who made Beyond Good and Evil is, gone from Montpellier, while being investigated. Eve said he would not be allowed to leave the studio amidst these investigations, and then Eve publicly admitted that he tipped him off, and that's why he retired to an animal sanctuary, even though Beyond Good and Evil wasn't done. And like, oh, the team has got it all. If you're friends with Eve, you will never be fired from Ubisoft.
Apparently.
Also,
yeah.
disgusting
tell
you
him we don't like him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Ubisoft continues to be absolutely disgusting. And, like, look how fucking widespread the problem is. People, a lot of bad takes about how, like, well, the new consoles are made with, someone said slave labor in the fucking, shut the fuck, that is the dumbest, like, I like Assassin's Creed and can't deal with this bullshit.
It's the no ethical consumption under capitalism thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, we can say that we should be able to play anything because honestly, nothing we buy is very good.
True.
But also, don't do that. That's how the capitalism wins.
On the beginning of their fucking games, they have this product was made by a team of multicultural.
Yeah.
What a bunch of fucking horseshit. This game was made by a bunch of white French dudes who love to sexually abuse their staff and will never ever face discipline for it in any form. It makes me so fucking angry. Oh,
Did you guys even know Skull and Bones was still a game?
I wonder.
No.
I wonder if it is. We talked about that Capcom ransomware attack. I think that was maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That thing continues to get worse and worse and worse.
Yikes.
Two big postings this week. If you don't remember the story, someone.
Could you give me the cold zone story?
Yeah, someone got into the Capcom servers. A ransomware attack is they basically stole a bunch of their data and said we will release it unless you pay us. It was like $1.3 million or something.
Yeah,
it was over $1 million.
Yeah,
they wanted.
yeah.
And Capcom said they were not going to pay them. So the first posting this week.
Yeah, we don't deal with terrorists.
Right. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Says Mega Man.
What's Chun-Li doing? In the first posting this week, there's a lot of personal information, which obviously did not pull any of, like employee addresses and things, which is V. Video game wise, though, the leaks seem to imply a new Ace Attorney collection coming for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, Resident Evil 4 for Oculus VR. It's kind of weird. And a PC release for Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2. I think Monster Hunter Stories 2 is a new. Is that new?
I've never heard of Monster Hunter Stories 1.
I think Monster Hunter Stories recently came out. I'm not super.
I didn't even heard about the first one either.
I'm not super finger on the pulse for Monster Hunter.
Me either.
Oliver, you're a Monster Hunter guy, aren't we?
You're the one who
Ever
made
since
us buy all
Monster
that
Hunter
game.
World. Yes, I did make you guys do it. Brando, I continue to apologize.
Planned Village release for April 2021. A new multiplayer shooter IP called Shield, which probably a code name. A multiplayer shooter IP
Or
from
an
Capcom.
Avengers.
Or yeah. Resident Evil Outbreak. I would maybe think they've changed the name. They have for Q4 2021. Dragon's Dogma 2, which was big news. Do you like Dragon's Dogma? Okay. I'm like, wait. It's like one of these like secret facets I didn't know. But,
Doesn't like Dark Souls, like Dragon's Dogma.
Street Fighter 6 for 2022. Mega Man Match, Rockman Match in Japan. Resident Evil 4 Remake.
You think that's a match 3 game? Because I'd play that.
Mega Man Match.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Probably
Fun.
I would guess a mobile game. Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's super exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Q4.
Yeah.
What?
Which one's for? Shiva and Chris?
No, that's 5. Leon.
Leon.
Oh, I thought you meant Q4. I was like, it's the last
Oh,
one.
yeah.
The president's daughter.
President's Daughter one, yeah.
Ashley, that's right.
Q4 2022 for that. So that's like early 2021. 2023, pardon me. That's a long way away, but those remakes, well, I mean, I wasn't in love with 3, but 2 was incredible. The thought of a Resident Evil 4 remake is super, super exciting.
Can't wait to see that weird mechanical doll.
Oh, that's right. The statue, the little pirate boy has a big statue of himself, little pirate boy, giant that like fucking activates as a mech. That game is so fucking wild.
It was quite a ride.
Fucking.
Leo, he's like a little Spanish boy.
I'm trying to remember what his name was. It was something Salazar or something like that. Yeah.
Welcome to my mansion. He's like 3 feet tall. Oh. Monster Hunter 6, Biohazard Apocalypse. I don't know what that is. Resident Evil Apocalypse, maybe.
Yeah.
SSF6, something to do with Super Street Fighter 6, probably. Final Fight remake, Power Stone remake.
Yes.
But that Q3 2024.
Fuck.
Wow.
So who knows? That's way out there.
Yeah.
An Ultra Street Fighter, and then something called Resident Evil Hank, which I think is a code name for Hunk. Which I know that's a Resident Evil thing, but I don't get who's Hunk from Resident Evil.
Don't know.
I forget which one, but whenever you like speedrun Resident Evil, you can unlock these characters, and in 2 or 3, Hunk is one of the Umbrella guys.
Okay. Something about Hunk here, apparently.
It's fucked that they have like this is like the Marvel thing that they post every year with all the movies. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
their whole.
we have Street Fighter 6 coming out in Q3 22. We have Super Street Fighter 6 coming out Q4 of 23, and we have Ultra Street Fighter 6 coming out Q4 of 24. It's like I don't want to think about that. I could be
fun.
dead by then.
Yeah.
I mean, any good company has like an outlook, right?
I know, but I don't think I
But
want
also,
to know
yeah,
it.
like, yeah.
Bioware, you're just like, we drag
Yeah,
it. We
except
met
for
Mass Effect. We're working on Mass Effect.
Except for Bioware, apparently.
People are outside chanting Mass Effect.
Yeah.
IOI is working on a new James Bond game.
Yeah.
The folks who brought Hitman.
This is fascinating to
Yes,
me.
yes. After I just watched all those Bond, the movies recently came to HBO
What's
here in
your favorite?
Canada.
Did you watch them like all?
Not I watched all the Daniel Craigs.
Okay.
Casino Royale is so good.
You still
It's
like that
such a
Casino
good.
Royale
It
is
is
really
like
good.
such a good standalone movie. Casino Royale is so fucking good.
Poker's bad.
The scene where he
poker's
gets
good.
poisoned, holy shit!
If you know how to
that
play.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he gets
When he gets
back,
poisoned, it's very good.
he gets back and he's like, "That last hand nearly killed me."
That's
Every single
great.
time, I'm like, "It's got mad soul." It's
That's
good.
really good.
Yeah,
That's good. I'm still a big. I'm a big Skyfall guy.
yeah. Skyfall, very good.
Being said,
That shot where
GoldenEye is a
they're fucking
banger.
in the fucking skyscraper and the camera pans up and it's just their shadows fucking boxing right on the edge of the building. I'm just like,
The big like neon that looked really good. In
Unbelievable,
HD. The big
yeah.
neon screen.
Skyfall is the one where they go back to that manor, right? Where he grew up in
Yeah.
Skyfall?
Yeah,
and it's got that shot when they introduce the villain.
pulls out
where
his
he-
like face.
Yeah, and he's like, the camera's on Bond, who's like in a chair tied up, and he's like walking from behind him for like a 1.5 minute long monologue as he's walking through. And I was like, man, this looked like it would be a fucking bugger to shoot right and get the dialogue right and everything. It was like, I
It
can't
was
believe
really
how
well
they did
done. Yeah.
I don't remember liking that one up until like the Home Alone sequence.
You literally took the words from my mouth and turned it into fucking Home Alone.
Yeah, like and I know it just evokes that for me, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
Home Alone.
it. Yeah.
Spectre
Fucking
is
tin cans on the
really
string,
fucking
it's the-
bad. Spectre is Quantum of Solace is really bad. Spectre is really fucking
Really?
bad.
I
Quantum
like
of Solace
Spectre
was
better than
bad.
Quantum of Solace.
I thought
yeah.
Spectre was just like a bad action movie. It was literally just like set piece after set piece after set piece and barely held together by any.
Maybe
kind of
that's why I
story.
liked it better than Quantum of Solace. Because
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace was just boring to me.
It's yeah.
Whereas you're right, Spectre's probably a bad movie, but like I thought the scenes were dope. Like that's the one that opens up in the Mexico, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
The
I
Day
fucking
of the
love-
Dead.
Yeah, I loved all that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta watch both those because I do not remember both of those.
Well, those ones are the least memorable
Yeah.
by a long margin.
But it's like Skyfall. They set up, and we got time to talk about Bond. This is relevant to the story. I even read. Skyfall. They set up like the new Q and Moneypenny,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the new M and everything, and then Spectre.
How does it go?
they
It goes
do all that.
Casino Royale,
Quantum,
Quantum, Skyfall,
Yeah.
and Spectre.
It's good, bad, good, bad.
and then No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely want to watch all 4 of those before the new one comes out.
Yeah.
Because I fucking love me James Bond.
Daniel Craig's a very good James Bond too.
I watched Goldfinger when
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery died. Because that one's my absolute favorite James Bond
He
movie.
strike his wife or his missus.
I think he flips over a girl named Pussy Galore.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably
All
more
right,
right.
yeah.
Like he do.
Like you do.
Like the GoldenEye, of course.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye is
Classic, yeah.
really good too.
I find the old ones kind of hard to watch. They're like zany in a way that I like my James Bond to be deadly serious, where Pierce Brosnan is just like yucking it up with his watch laser.
GoldenEye was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
then
then it
they
just
started
started
getting a
yucking it
little
up
too
with his watch laser.
gadgety. Yeah.
Oh,
And I think
exploding
just-
pen.
Yeah.
What is cool like changes so much like with time where it's
Yeah.
like Daniel Craig is cool now and I'll go back and watch Pierce Brosnan. I'm like, I mean, you're cool, but you're not Daniel Craig cool. And then I think it just keeps going back.
Probably if we're watching this when they came out, we're like, he's so fucking.
Oh yeah, that's what I think. I think he's just trying to
They were
close
cool.
up. James Bond is always the coolest guy of his era.
Yeah.
It's just the era changes.
So I hope because they did a little bit in Skyfall where like he's washed up and old and he has to go back and do like the like
that
the
stuff's
medical
all
test and
great,
he
yeah.
like can't make it. He can't shoot straight anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what I
like
really
that.
want
That's
from No
cool.
Time to Die. Is like old washed up James Bond who can't cut it anymore.
That happened in one of the Pierce Brosnan ones too, right? I remember him like super shaggy hair, really righteous beard, and like struggling to get
Is
through
that the one with Halle
physicals.
Berry?
Is that the one? I
Not
can't
good.
remember.
Halle Berry?
No,
Yeah, it wasn't a
it
good
happens.
one. No, but I do
Halle
remember
Berry's
they
the
did
one-
something like that.
Fuck, what happened?
Satellite one.
That's GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
What the fuck's the Halle Berry one?
I know they're racing on ice at one point.
Yeah,
I remember the
with Johnny
submarine
Tran.
one.
Yeah.
And speaking of cool guys at the time, like fuck yeah, I thought
yeah,
Johnny
that
Tran was
was-
fucking cool.
That was another one with the satellite, big like solar laser beam.
Yeah, it was like a Death Star.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think the Halle Berry was Goldeneye wasn't a Death
But there was
Star,
one with a sub, right? There was one where they were trying to drive a sub into the city and like.
That's also Pierce Brosnan, but I don't think that's Halle Berry.
Tomorrow Never Dies, I think, where it's like a medium. Yeah. Yeah. I think the one you're talking about is that same one with Johnny Tran, where he gets captured in Korea.
Yes, that's right, yes.
And then he gets tortured and beat up.
Yes.
And yeah, then
Some deal gets made and he gets turned back over to MI6. Yes, okay, yeah.
I should watch all the James Bonds again.
James Bond's really good. Even the
how much
old
it-
ones.
I wonder how much a James Bond
I
collection
just remember
is.
Jaws like
I think every
biting
single
down
one
on one of
is
those
on.
cable car ropes. And
Oh,
just,
yeah, I've seen that. The ski lift. Yeah, John chomps through the fucking
Yeah.
odd job. It used to be so
That one's Goldfinger.
That's great.
dumb. Is that Goldfinger?
Am I saying that right? Goldfinger?
Or Golden
Yeah.
Eye.
Not
no,
Goldeneye.
there was a Goldfinger.
Yeah. Yeah, Goldfinger.
Isn't there
It's
also
Odd Job.
Is Man with the Golden Gun a different?
Yes.
That's,
also a different one. Roger Moore.
Roger Moore, yeah.
Was the Golden Gun it could shoot through armor or something? Penetrate
It was
the
just
body
like-
armor. It's super cool.
I think it was just a bunch of things, like a pen and a fucking lighter and a cigarette case that
Oh,
went together.
It's a gun.
Yeah, because he's an assassin that can sneak all
It
this
always
shit
looks
in.
I always wonder why it looks so fucking shitty and stuff for the Golden Gun. This thing looks super stupid.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Fucker though.
Yeah. James Bond. This one's going to be, they call it the very first James Bond origin story.
What are
which
we
sounds
talking about again?
Did they say anything? Because I watched that trailer too, and it was just like
Just what they, yeah, it's just their like press release.
I got fucking chills when I saw that.
Yes,
Because I love that iconic James Bond shit.
we were talking about IOI's
intro.
being a James
Yeah.
Bond game.
Yeah.
Wanted to see
Bring it
if
back
the
around.
other people would shift gears with us.
Yeah, I too, and I think it's because I watched the films recently. But like when I started like down, I'm like, oh damn.
And even
Yeah.
like, I don't think they're all bangers by any stretch, but like the original songs that people were making for those for the
Yes.
James Bond
Yeah,
movies.
the intros.
I'm just like, these are all like, they're not all great, but they're all like so unique in their own way. Where I'm like, oh yeah, this is the Adele Bond, and oh yeah, this
The
is
Adele one's really good.
The
Yeah,
Adele one is
it is
really good.
Skyfall and the
Yeah.
casino, the Chris Cornell.
Yeah, Chris Cornell one's really good.
yeah.
You Know My Name. That song's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah, that one's good. Is that
Also-
Casino Royale?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
one.
they like
Jack White, I think, did
Jack White
did one of the
is-
two bad
yeah.
and
ones.
some
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace.
Jack White and
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady. I did not like the Jack White one.
Yeah.
It was all right.
That one was good with Alicia Keys, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that
Alicia
was good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I like them all in like, especially in the like, they all have like the Bond feel,
Yeah.
but they're just so different from each
You
other.
can always hear the like. You
Dun,
can always hear it in the song.
Yeah.
I just think that stuff's, I eat that shit up.
James Bond's kind of. I think I like James Bond way more than I realized after this conversation. I think James Bond's pretty fun. And there have been some good James Bond video games over the
Yep,
years. There have been
absolutely.
some very bad ones.
Now let me tell you a little bit something about Ethan Hunt. Possible fame. And who I think would win in a fight.
Oh no!
Look
way.
for my online essay.
Okay, let's make him the new Bond.
That is so
Well,
stupid.
if we're talking about that,
The
does,
ultimate crossover.
does Jason Bourne get a nod?
I mean, he can
Jesus
come
Christ,
be
that's
there and
Jason
die
Bourne.
first if he wants. But I don't think his family would like that. Does he have a family? I haven't watched. That's how I know he'd die first.
I think legit though, of the three, like James Bond would probably be the worst one. Legit.
Yeah, I think because Jason Bourne is just a cold motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt and James are like we'll have a zany 18-step plan that involves like gadgets and face swapping and all this.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne just mowing people down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't give a
I
fuck.
don't give a fuck.
Some of those action sequences are so good in the Matt Damon movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I haven't even.
I should
haven't seen them.
watch. I've seen.
They're totally worth watching.
Yeah.
They're
I should
really
watch
good.
them.
Oh god, yeah.
It was always when I was a kid. Well, I wasn't that young, but my dad was way into them. So I was always like, "Okay, Dad, no, I don't want to watch.
They're
Jason
good.
Bourne again.
That
Hey,
scene
I'm
where
watching Jason Bourne up here again. You want to come? No, I'm good.
That sounds all right.
he is. He's a good man.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a couple of real tense scenes there.
Hitman 3 coming out apparently 2021. No word on this James Bond game, so I would assume later than that. And my last story tonight, the most
Yes.
exciting of them
All
all.
right. Let's get into it.
Everybody, this take
let's
the
give-
tabs off the table, put them on your tongue now. This is the time.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to take you back to Demon Souls a little bit here. The Demon Souls remake. I'm actually going to take you back to Shadow of the Colossus for a moment.
Okay.
Remember the remake? Blue Point did the Shadow of the Colossus remake. They added there was a couple extra things. There was the like dark sword or whatever it was. They
After the coins, you have to
yeah.
collect all the coins.
That's right.
Yeah.
They added these weird coins that weren't in the original game, and they have been known to change things. They've been known to add little Easter eggs. Demon Souls also had a weird door that was not in the original game. Someone finally figured out how to get it unlocked. You have to go into fractured mode, which flips it left to right, which is really weird.
Yeah.
But anyways, they had a new piece of armor and another Easter egg that they've hidden in their games. Back in Halloween, or at Halloween rather, Blue Point tweeted, "So calm this spooky night. A symphony of rumors, not one but two, return from shadow. A resistance to dart home as black monsters escape twisted hills to wander lands and siphon souls. Filter your candy collections, soft from solid, and be eco-friendly. Have a metal Halloween. That tweet seemed to indicate
Sounded like I had a stroke at the end. I was following them until a metal Halloween.
metal gear. So that tweet very much seemed to hint that, assuming they are still doing Sony first party remakes, that references Castlevania, Siphon Filter, possibly it literally says Siphon, Resistance Fall of Man, Metal Gear Solid, and Demon Souls. Demon Souls turned out to be correct. And they very much seem to imply that they may or may not be working on these remasters, which makes a lot of sense. In Demon Souls, there is a super weird out of place sound that I put to you is the sound that Metal Gear Rex makes. The like roar, the roar, the Tyrannosaurus roar. It is just in Demon Souls. I don't know how it's triggered. It's in the Nexus. Like nothing is happening. It just fucking plays and seemingly out of nowhere and means nothing. I very much believe that that is them teasing the Metal Gear Solid remaster that they are.
Gentlemen, we have believed more with less.
Yes. Very, very true. And like we've been saying it for so many years, right? How a high fidelity remaster in the Fox engine, or what can you imagine?
No, they should be doing the whole fucking thing, but just give me one for now.
Yes, imagine like the Demon Souls treatment is so fucking incredible and just so jaw dropping that.
And Shadow of the Colossus, both of them are really well done.
Shadow is pretty close to the original.
Yeah,
there's like they did do quite a lot of work.
Yeah,
but like Demon Souls is like a whole new fucking Man, imagine Metal Gear 1 with that kind of attention. And
So now the one thing I want to posit here is that both the games that they've made are like phenomenal graphical upgrades that play almost exactly the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know that is actually exactly what I'm looking for. I'll take what I can get, but what I'm kind of looking for is a Metal Gear 1 that plays a little more like a Metal Gear 5.
On that Fox engine.
Bet that's what we'll get.
I hope so.
The gameplay in Shadows you don't change because it's very good and core to the experience. Same thing with Demon Souls, right? The weird way that game behaves is so core to that experience that you can't change it.
Yeah.
But people would legit be mad if you couldn't infinite backstab. People would be mad. Like you have to keep it out as. With Metal Gear, I think no one in the world is precious about the way, like, I want to hold down square light. It's 2, I guess. I want to half press square to pull my gun out and push it down all the way to shoot. Like, no one is precious about the way that.
Think of the things you can do with the haptics on that.
Oh, that game plays so fucking bad by today's standards.
Yes, totally.
Surely they would change it.
When you guys say Metal Gear 1, are you guys talking about Metal? Okay.
Solid.
Yeah.
It's Rex. It's clear. Well, assuming it is Metal Gear sound, it is Rex.
Have you seen any other videos of those weird Nexus sounds?
No, is there more?
There's lots,
Are they all kind of
There's like people that like reported hearing like aliens, like weird sounds, strange noises. There's the chimes, like the big loud chimes sounds like people are throwing something down like a metal stairway.
Weird.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of because the
Lots
Nexus
of weird sounds.
The Nexus is supposed to in fiction is like this weird world between
all
the
the hub world
kind of connected the Nexus.
Yeah.
It's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
So
You're right. It's not Dark Tower.
same thing. One and the same.
No, I like yours better.
And so thematically it makes a lot of sense of like, we're hearing these other worlds.
Yeah.
That's so dope. I bet that totally checks out.
Maybe.
And then it would break open into the larger PlayStation universe or expanded universe. Drake is getting teleported into Dark Souls universe and fucking
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Uncharted 1 is probably due for. I'm trying to think
fresh
what
coat of
else.
paint.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to be working on.
Yeah.
But I wonder what you start work on. Like, what are other iconic?
And I like that. Like, this is what they do.
Yeah.
Because then it's not me. I always feel bad being like, I wish I'd remake this. I wish I'd remake this because like I want to play new things.
Yeah,
like,
I want the people.
I play games for new experiences more
would
than
be
I
remaking this.
Right.
To go and make me something new.
Exactly. So the fact that these guys are just like, this is just what we do, and I'm like, yeah, good, keep doing it then.
I love it. It's dope.
Yeah.
I do not understand the business at all, and like Demon Souls is an expensive video game. You're just looking at it, you're like, this thing fucking costs some money.
Yeah.
And like I wonder, people buying Demon Souls in gangbusters.
But I wonder if it costs less money to make a $90 video game from scratch,
It was.
and people are still gonna like pay for it. Everyone's gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Everyone who loved that game is gonna pay for it, right? So maybe there is. Maybe they can look at the numbers and be like, well, it's way cheaper for us to put a $90 worth fresh coat of paint on this than it is for us to build an entire concept and gameplay and everything.
Don't need writers and
yeah.
Metal Gear, man. Did they re-record the cuts? Did they re-record? All those voice actors are still out there and voice acting. Well, I mean, I don't know about Ocelot. I don't know if Chris Zimmerman is doing these days, but most of the actors
get back in the booth.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Most of those actors you hear in everything, like Phil Lamar and all those guys,
Yeah.
Quentin Flynn, everybody. You could probably get them back. That would be so dope. They'd have to
buddy.
unold their voices. Quentin Flynn is like real. He sounds like he smoked 10 packs of fucking let her rip.
Yeah.
He'd have to unold his voice up in a way. I guess he's not in that first game, but
I am super excited about the idea of that, as I always am about anything Metal Gear. It definitely has the most potential for it's that same game, but just nicer looking.
I've never seen piss rendered so realistically.
I just, again, looking at the Phantom Pain here sitting on the table, I remember how well that game played. Like, say what you will about the story and the way that went and some of the scenes that the fucking game gave to us, but fuck. Yeah. That game played really, really well.
Just remember the weird top-down camera, the awkward angles, just in the first one. Oh my god!
You could snap into first person, but it didn't feel good at all.
No, it was jarring. You're just like, whoa.
It felt like a coin flip every time you went up to choke someone from behind. It's like, am I going to be too far? Am I going to go into him and then he's going to see me?
You couldn't move in first person either. You were just planted and had to pivot.
And those buttons, it's just holy.
Launching the rocket, the remote control rocket through the hallway and pass, and I'm just 3 sticks in everywhere working my way.
Trying to make it happen.
I remember trying to get dog tags was a nightmare too, because you would always try to hold them up and you end up just shooting them.
Yeah. End of the game, end of Metal Gear Solid Remaster. You get the phone call. Mr. President. Of course. And it's Trump.
Oh, he was right the whole time. He's a genius.
I guess it has to be Solidus, doesn't it? Yeah. And Trump is big boss.
Fuck.
The model of.
If anything, that series is just ripe for this type of stuff, right? Because they have that engine. And I've said this before. We've said this before. Konami is sitting on that franchise and that engine, and nothing is happening. Soccer is happening,
Does Konami own that engine? Because
Silent Hill, right?
Horizon is on that engine,
also
too.
Silent Hill.
I don't know.
Horizon's on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Horizon is.
Because that's why the whole thing, Death Stranding is coming, or whatever the Death Stranding engine is. I'm sorry. Maybe that's not the Fox.
Yeah.
No, that makes more sense.
He used Death Stranding, he used Horizon for Death Stranding.
I'm confused now. Now I'm confused.
Same engine. Death Stranding and the Horizon have the same engine, because I remember when Death Stranding was coming to PC, everyone was like, Horizon will come too because the work is done.
The same as, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it didn't. At least hasn't yet.
Hasn't yet.
Yeah. There's also a thing, too, the very last thing here before we wrap, where remember when the Demon's Souls trailer came out and it had PC exclusive?
Yep.
There's been a lot of talk, just anecdotally, in the community, streaming, whatever. Do we think this game is going to come out? So Sony got out there and adamantly said, word for word, Demon's Souls will not come to PC. Even though that thing showed the PC coming soon, and they were like, oh, that was a mistake.
That was wrong.
That was a mistake. They said it will not come to PC. Do we think it really won't come to PC? Or do we think in 4 years?
It's never been on PC, hey?
No.
I think they got to wait, because I think you can't outright lie.
That was kind of what I was.
But you're right. There's probably some sort of statute of limitations on the lie where it's it wasn't. But then we started making it, and now it's here.
Yeah.
You're just cutting out another corner of the market anyways.
Well, yes, but also their exclusivity has value, right?
Yeah, that's the same thing,
your console, and they must be working for them. They seem like
they're all the rage right now. I feel like they can take any of those and port them to anything and remaster them as many times as they want. People are going to pay for that stuff. So.
Yeah, but it's everything. I wonder if Horizon will come to PC.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Horizon, I feel, Horizon the thing with Horizon is it feels like if it was going to, it should be by now. Like
Or
it's
when the
been-
second one's coming out, and like, oh, surprise, 2 is going to be on PC, and here's the first one,
Yep.
or whatever.
buy them both for
Yeah.
$150.
But you don't announce that now because you don't want the people who just spent $600 on their PlayStation 5 to be like, I could have just got this on PC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
But you know what? There's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. Get mad.
Sure.
Who makes Horizon? Gorilla?
Gorilla.
Yeah.
Makers of Resistance. Fall of Man. I know I bring it up a lot on this podcast, but we will always have the time. I stayed up all night at your place and beat Resistance for you, and you were fucking
That's
mad.
mad.
I started a new game. I started a new game for like
Early
the
days
entire thing.
Of PlayStation
I
1,
was
2,
pissed.
PlayStation 3.
PlayStation
Yeah.
3.
Fuck.
That was one of the early games that came out with it. One
It
of
was
the
like
first
a big
ones.
multiplayer shooter too. I remember being
Yeah.
like in the deathmatch thing and just being amazed. Like, this is the biggest map I've ever played anything on. This is fucking.
The guns were weighty in that, I remember.
Oh yeah. Had gold eyes. Chimera guy had gold eyes.
Fuck, they should redo Resistance.
Apparently they are. Apparently Blue Point's
And
working on
Nexus
it.
is part of this expanded universe.
thing.
Yeah.
What was that one with the space Nazis?
Killzone.
Hellgast, yeah.
Yeah, I just
Did they-
played 2.
Oh, yeah, the
like
Killzone,
This
yeah.
year or last year I played
Fuck,
2.
they should do that one too.
2 is.
When
2
is Wolfenstein
sucks.
3 coming out? People been talking about that. I think Wolfenstein 3. There's going to be some space Nazis.
Yeah. It'd be
The
fucked
last
if that
one was-
worked.
The worst
Wasn't
can
very
the
good.
Earth can barely contain the Nazis at this point.
And we're already in space in that game. I feel like you go
We
to
did go to space.
space at
Did
some
we fight Nazis up there?
anyone you
Why
fight in that
else would
game
we
is
be
by
going out
definition
there?
a Nazi. So
Yeah.
Did that Wolfenstein one with the twin girls do anything for you?
Youngblood.
The gameplay
very
didn't.
good.
I thought the story was okay, but me and Warren didn't finish it because it was like, well, it's kind of boring.
You
And
might-
me and
I
Warren
might
can
say
usually
that
play.
about
We can usually beat boring games because we're playing them together and just talking.
Yeah.
We didn't.
That one had a weird structure where like you had a level and enemies had a level and it was an open world
You were
thing.
kind of
and
grinding side quests to get your level up to traverse the open world.
Every game's an open live world with levels these days.
Seems like a half-assed open world, like a Rage or something, kind of.
Wolfenstein 3, though, take that one to the bank. That's gonna be fucking game of the year.
Fingers crossed. I still maintain Wolfenstein not super fun to play, but super fun to experience.
They need to spice it up like they did with Doom.
Yeah. Man.
Just turn it on the lowest difficulty. That's my advice for Wolfenstein. Turn it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the lowest
Maybe
difficulty.
it'd be a
Yeah,
Nazi
There for the
killer, yeah.
story,
Yeah,
just
experience
mowing
the
down.
story.
Yeah.
You could. I could see it in the vein of Doom. Like you could do all those kill on. You could rip Nazis apart real fucking nice and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make ammo fly out of them. And like you could totally build the puzzle aspect of Doom into Wolfenstein in a way that I bet would be fucking rad.
Yeah.
Doom is very good.
It's
New
also
Doom.
then just Doom, though. Which I guess is better than Wolfenstein.
Better than Wolfenstein.
They're the same.
Maybe you
Even
can find
back
your
in
own
the
kind
day,
of-
It's always been-
Wolfenstein
Okay,
and Doom
that's,
have
but that's
always
kind
been
of
the
like
same.
they used to be the same thing, and then they branched out where one of them had this really outrageous, gory story, and then the other one was like this insane arcade shooter. I mean, you're right. Doom plays better, so maybe if you just 1-to-1 the combat into it, but
1-to-1, but
I don't need a triple
Wolfenstein
jump.
tried to do like a stealth vein for a little while.
yeah, you always
yeah.
had to like, do you want to try and take them on stealthily or do you want to?
It wasn't very good
shoot 'em?
either.
No, it never felt.
You just go in there
Felt
guns
good.
blazing.
Yeah.
Did you
Not-
play Wolfenstein? The
Yes.
new ones?
Yes,
Yeah.
first one.
Second one is
The second one
play.
is a legitimate work of art.
I
Second
know,
one
yeah, you
is-
guys keep saying.
Yeah.
I again do not love the way it plays, but the stuff they do in the very beginning with like the wheelchair, where you're like you can't move, so you have to like crawl onto these airport like moving sidewalks to move you with your broken legs and shit.
If I had to make a top 10 moments of the decade, I bet you there's 3 fucking Wolfenstein 2 moments on there.
Fuck that house! They lift the whole house
The
into the air.
house.
Oh, that part is so dope.
The Reagan or the not Reagan.
Oh man,
Nixon?
You ever,
Was it Reagan? Yeah, it was Reagan. The Reagan thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Mr. Hitler, I love your book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was intense.
That game is so good.
That game is so good. The thing with the head.
The thing with the
whole
head.
thing with
Yep.
the head.
all right.
Oh,
Play that game.
It's good.
Play the
yeah.
game.
It's fun.
Okay.
But like Brando said, just turn it to easy and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I
mow
played.
through it.
That's how I played part one.
Don't play that game. Experience that
Yeah.
game.
That's right. Podcast at talkingreckless.com is an email address. You can write your thoughts in here to the show if you like, or you can drop them on our Discord. You can find them on our website over at talkingreckless.com. Go check out the Patreon, patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. Matt's Anime Podcast. No, sorry. Will of the Weebs is up there. The official, show you one more time here at the end. I'm not going to put it back on because it smudges my glasses, but the official Will of the Weeb's face mask here for you. You can these items are too lewd to post publicly, so you got to DM me on Twitter if you want one. I'll hook you up. You support the show and also get this very erotic face mask.
Not too erotic though.
Not too. You can wear this to church.
Yeah.
This is like
Wear it to a funeral?
When I say erotic, I also mean non-offensive. Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. I'll
You
see
know who has a big tongue? Jesus.
That's right. Some might say the I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. What else I gotta tell you about? Game of the year, January the 16th. Come join us for that.
Hell yes.
Kyle, buckle the fuck up. Book the weeks on either end off. First week for training, second week for recovery.
Much like Destiny 2, it's very fun to think about doing, but not fun to do.
Get through.
This year might be way better. We're actually like set up to record for a lot of people now in a way that we weren't before.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Don't get a COVID test before you go.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, we might. That might actually be a real thing we do.
Someone have to
We'll
stand
see.
at the entrance with the temp gun.
Yeah, we'll see what it's looking like in January. We'll probably have some kind of measure.
I don't know if we're allowed. Like, I don't think we qualify for testing.
I mean, you just say I am
have
having
symptoms.
symptoms.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I have symptoms. But yes, January the 16th. Book it off. Gaudy. It's gonna be legendary.
Always,
Usually are one way or another.
Yeah.
always exciting.
Yeah. Did you listen to the show or anything when I fucking tanked that one? Were you with us then? The one that I ruined?
No, I did watch it though.
Well,
Yeah.
I should have just fucking deleted that one. I think it's only.
Really, just delete them all.
I think it's only on the Patreon. But yeah. Podcast. I feel shame still to this day. I don't know if you can tell. I feel shame.
There's
See the
always one of
visuals.
us. we all have one where we went a little bit too far. Mine was the first one I did.
That's right. But some of us
but in
like
a great
you,
way,
yeah,
though.
some of us
Like,
burn
where
out like
you-
a firework, like Brandon. And then there's me who just fucking burns the whole place down.
Yeah, you didn't do anything to like
No.
shit on everybody.
and,
You
like,
fucking just
You were
took
the
it
wild
right
card
home.
last year. I remember.
Always is.
On the fence, off the fence with Death
Always is.
Stranding.
There's no.
Was it the one where I went home and then it all just went to shit?
That was 2 years ago.
That was the
well, that
one-
was
that
the one
was the one before that, I think.
Matt.
And with the help of Warren.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want to blame
For the
you.
record, we each took one half of that podcast in our hands and just fucking pulled opposite directions.
You guys, I went home.
Look forward to that. Should be a good one. A lot of good games this year too, and new consoles and everything. So should be a good Gaudi. Yeah, Hades.
It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting trying to find that like Miles Morales new console almost feels like it's got to step up from a lot of stuff. Doesn't mean it's the game of the year, but it's like just weighing that stuff against each other, where it's like, oh, we're weighing games that seem like they were right on the edge of this pre-existing console's life, and we're barely struggling to run against games where it's like, oh wow, fucking 60 frames a second locked,
Yeah,
and a great game.
like
and stuff.
Last of Us 2 versus these new gen.
Yeah,
I'm surprised we haven't heard about a Last of Us 2 next gen upgrade. Now that I say that, yet.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sure that's coming.
yeah. There's some bangers.
Yeah.
It's a strong top 5 for me right now.
Yeah, I haven't really started to think about my top yet, but some very, very, very strong contenders out there. That's all I have to say. Other than thank you very much, Kyle, for coming back down here and joining us again for the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Always fun.
Brandon
That's me. You can bring us in for the big matte finish.
and Oliver,
Right on.
and I'm just now getting the joke. I'm Matt Eads. Finish. Okay. Sure. Please call them shops. To you at home, thank you very much for listening. Check out Tron. A lot to talk about. My cat got into the China hutch. You know what I'm saying? Broke my fine porcelain. You can find all that on the longer version of this show. You can find it on our Patreon.
Call it a hutch.
Just hush and shut down.
Thanks very much for listening. Remember, this show is also on YouTube. You're going to go see the anime face mask. It's very dope. We'll see you here next week on the next episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then.
Ooh, that'll never not make me laugh.
Just laugh at the word China. Man.
I know, that's bad. It's like
China.
1-1 in my head now.
Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. I'm going to turn the stream off, and we'll see you tomorrow.